Good morning, world. What is good? It is Wednesday, January 5th, and I now realize I didn't change out the background. That's what you get when you get this show, man. You listen, it's a lot of stuff going on in the morning. How y'all feeling this morning, man? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.kidd, here for another morning, man. Kid, how you feeling this morning, my boy? It's early. I ain't gonna see you. Some of these mornings come earlier than others.
Man, the colder it get, the harder it is to get up. I tell you that much. And I ain't even going nowhere.
Hey, listen, and your basement is basically hell. Mine is the other one. Mine is when hell freezes over, because I am down here chilly, my boy. Got a whole space heater going. It is losing the fight. Y'all already know how that go, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us today, man. Got a lot of stuff we want to get into, man. Pretty much just gonna jump straight into it. Especially like NFL wise. Well, first off, NBA wise, Kyrie returns tonight for Kid over there, man. Y'all know he's the resident Kyrie Irving stan. You know what I'm saying? That's his guy. Kyrie playing tonight in Indiana, which as I'm looking at stadiums around the league, apparently is one of the few stadiums he's actually going to be able to play in. So it's going to be interesting to see with how they're switching up mandates and stuff like that. Jim Harbaugh possibly returning to the NFL. That's going to be an interesting one to break down. Raiders versus Chargers getting into that last playoff spot. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Or do the Colts lose and they both get it? And then finishing off with one of my favorite segments on a Wednesday morning, man. Ain't no way, boy. So let's jump into this, man. Starting off with my boy Jim, man. Because I feel like this is the one that Bears fans are going to gravitate to most, because we've sat on this show, we've yelled about they need somebody in the organization who cares for this organization, who's been a part of this organization, who has had experience in this organization. And that's Jim Harbaugh. I don't know how much he cares for it, but he's at least been a part of this organization. He's taken shots here. It would be a great story, just like the story of him going back to Michigan. Bears bring him in as their head coach here. Kid, do you like the idea of Jim Harbaugh making a comeback to the Chicago Bears?
Of course I do. It's not Matt Nagy.
You just taking anybody at this point.
That's what happens. That's what happens. I trust that he is a better coach. Which genuinely I do feel like he's a better coach. If it's not Ryan Day, then I would like it to be him.
I'm always I guess Jim sticks out to me more than Ryan Day. I feel like Ryan Day is the name because he's coached Justin before, so he knows how to make him work, which doesn't always work. But
true.
Jim, we've seen be successful. Jim, we know at least at a minimum he knows football. The thing with Jim is Jim's like the Tom Thibodeau of the NFL. Jim's very abrasive. He's going to tell you what he thinks. He's going to be pretty much a dictator in that locker room. And he's going to wear on people. Like that's the only question mark that I have with Jim Harbaugh. And to me, is the NFL return worth it for him? You're already God. You've been at the highest level of success in the NFL. You didn't win the Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick, but you absolutely got to a Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick. You've been to multiple multiple AFC championship games with Alex Smith, at least one. And I'm sorry, NFC championship games with Alex Smith, at least one. And you've had a great amount of success in the NFL. Nobody can take that away from you. At Michigan right now, no matter what he does, he's king. He's the golden boy that came back home. He's the guy that probably is no matter what he does going to be the most beloved in the room. Like Michigan, even if you're pissed off at him, it's like that family member that it's just everybody loves in the family. It's just like, that was such a dumb thing to do. Why would you do that? Come on, Jim. Bring it in. It's all right. Let's get over it, man. You know what I'm saying? So is it worth it for Jim to make the NFL return? I think that's the interesting thing.
Especially coming off a 12-2 season. A loss in the Orange Bowl, though, but 12-2 season.
Lost in the Orange Bowl, 12-2 season. Maybe you're finally getting your program on track. College football is very different from college basketball. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're going to come out of here and lose every single player that you put into that organization. He seems like he might have finally gotten the scouting going in his favor for his school. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that work in the favor of Jim staying at Michigan. And let's not get stuck in. I see Cornelius early. Shout out to the Bears super fan or the Breeze super fans in here as well, man. I see Cornelius early talking about Jim Harbaugh as a Chicago Bears type of coach. We've only had one coach be successful here. Let's not get hung up on the blue collar type of coach. Let's not get hung up on the hard nosed type of coach. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a specific type of coach in the Bears organization. We've seen one head coach. Well, I guess Lovey made a Super Bowl. We've seen two head coaches.
When you said one coach be successful here, I thought you were talking about Lovey.
I was talking about Ditka. Won the Super Bowl. But we've seen two coaches be successful in Chicago since George Halas. So let's not get hung up on what type of football coach he is. Let's not get hung up on the mentality.
Winning overall record, Jim has been doing great. But he took a lot of L's in these bowls. Orange Bowl, loss. Outback Bowl, loss. Peach Bowl, took an L. Citrus Bowl, took an L.
Yeah.
Took a season. You didn't make anything to last this 2020. But 2021, took another L. Better record, took another L. Hey, when it comes down to seeing if it's worth it, he's 2-6 when it comes to these bowls. It might be worth it for him. He ain't got a winning record there, dog.
He don't have a win. Well, this is the thing.
Well, he has a winning record. He's not winning the bowls.
Well, here's the thing, right? It's Michigan, so in college football, it's all about did you beat Ohio State? They haven't done that a lot either. They ran into the buzzsaw that is Justin. There hasn't been a lot of the big name because in college, college is so much like the Bears are kind of a college field. Like we could lose every single game, but if you beat the Packers twice a year, first off, you lose every single game and beat the Packers twice a year. I want to know what the heck was going on in them games. But if you lose every single game and beat the Packers twice a year, we'll live with you for a while because we'll be like, but he beat the Packers. I don't know why you did that.
I ain't never cared about just beating the Packers. That's y'all.
That's y'all. That's the Bears fan base, dog. That's the Bears fan base. You know what I'm saying?
That's y'all.
Because listen, you were able to up and just stop watching. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all could have stopped watching too. You just didn't want to.
Hey, that's not how I go, my boy. That's not how I go. It's seasons I went into knowing we're going to win 3 games this year. And I'm going to watch every single one of these joints.
I watched every game too for the other team. Hey, man, Tom looked real good today. Good Lord, Peyton was slinging that pill.
Swinging that pill. Nah, that's how the Bears faithfuls are, dog. And it's been ugly. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Rex Grossman cost us the game. What is he talking about? We starting early with Rex Grossman slander again. I love it. Gets me going every single time.
Sexy Rexy.
Just ran the other direction. Still don't understand it. No, but I mean, honestly, if Jim coming back to Chicago would be the storied, the name story. But is that the best fit? Where does Jim Harbaugh fit best? Is it the Bears? There's a lot of teams that are going to need a head coach coming into this season. We know Black Monday's coming up around the corner, but it also opens up the Black Monday is weird, right? It's like For coaches, it's like the worst day of the year, probably. But
Mm-hmm.
for fans, it's the most liberating day if your team's a part of it, because it probably means that you suck. So teams that might be needing a coach, Jacksonville, teams that are kind of also, I figure Jim's not coming back to rebuild something from the studs. You got to have something there that you might, I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is enough, so maybe the Bears is a little more appealing than Jacksonville. We said Lions probably keep their head coach. The Giants have a shot at Russell Wilson, absolutely. Does he come back for a situation like that? Jets keeping their cut? They probably keeping on them. Matt
Said the
Rule.
Giants have a shot at keeping who?
I said the Giants have a shot at Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay.
If they get rid of Joe Judge, you bring in Harbaugh, maybe you're able to pull off a Russell Wilson just because it's New York. I'm not gonna lie to you. The one thing about the Giants that's weird is like they really got a shot at this man because it's New York, and he's not gonna pull up in a Jets uniform. Then you're looking at the Bears. Is there gonna be a coaching change with the Browns? Is there, are the Bears? Vegas has an opportunity to make the playoffs after all the turmoil they've gone through this year with their coach or former coach. Does he fit with the Vegas Raiders best if they bring back Derek Carr?
You know what? I'm rolling with I am rolling with him being a Chicago Bears situation.
Young
I can see that
quarterback,
working out.
defensive pieces that are already in place.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
young
trying to
ones.
look at this list of moving coaches, and obviously a lot of it can't be confirmed. Some of these coaches are still playing.
Yeah.
Some of these coaches will be playing in the playoffs, unlike our coach. Um, yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, you know, Pete Carroll on the move seems to be a big thing right now for some odd reason. I don't want Pete Carroll. I think that ship has sailed. If you all want, I'd rather have Jim if we're gonna take that type of approach to the game.
Mm.
Um, for real, I really would. You
You
know,
know,
I don't want my young QB to be in a situation where older similar QB just didn't want to be in. It makes no sense in full context. Makes no sense. But you see Pete Carroll, you think Super Bowl, you think two Super Bowl appearances in the last decade. Look, two Super Bowls, yeah, two Super Bowls in the last decade.
last decade.
People, they want that, and I'm of the impression that that's not all that exciting to me. It just
Two
isn't.
Super Bowls in the last decade ain't all that
It's not
exciting.
all that exciting to me when it comes to the how that person fits my organization, how it fits my team, and stuff like that. You know, he's in a really good situation right now. He has a better team with a very similar quarterback, who has a very similar temperament to our quarterback, which is weird.
He's in a very
Russ is a very down, very humble. Just we people call him a lame, despite the fact that he has Sierra. They call him a lame. Very humble dude, unassuming, whatever.
he definitely was singing Drake to Sierra, trying to get her in there.
Hey, dog,
He definitely
listen.
hit Shorty with a Chris Brown. I need you, boo. Oh, she was like, oh my God, he's adorable.
Hey, guess what? He
Now you
making
know
it
what it
work.
was? Future wild out a little too much. That's all that was. Them Gucci flip flops was just everywhere.
Hey,
hey,
you know what? Eventually, everyone trades in a Gucci flip flops for some
and
moccasins. I don't
then
know.
he was dropping the after her and Russ end up together. After every track, it's just I'm gonna get my back. Oh, it's like dog. Wait a minute, we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear that. Um,
Fam,
it's like
future.
it's one of those things where it's like, yo, if you want them, go right ahead. I could see that lasting all of 2 seasons, and then we're gonna be talking about why we hired him. Just because you won or gotten there before doesn't mean you're a good fit. Like, fit matters. Like, why are you having the issues you currently have? Like, why are you having the issues you currently have? You have a Hall of Fame QB. You have a Hall of Fame QB.
But
He has targets.
the problem with Russ, see, that's the thing. That's the problem right there, right? They went out and they got Russ, DK Metcalf. They went out and they got Russ targets. They went out and add a couple pieces on defense. The reason Russ is leaving is one reason in general. Let's not act like every season since the Super Bowl year, Russ ain't been running for his life. Like, you can't find me nobody to stand in front of me. You can't find me like, I would leave too if I'm Russ.
Man, why does that sound vaguely, surprisingly similar to where we at?
Yeah, but he's not the GM there. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get
He's not
that.
the GM there.
Yeah, he's not the
You
GM there,
gotta
but
you gotta fix the first thing you gotta fit, like the Bears, getting Harbaugh in, having these conversations with the Bears is always good. But the first thing we gotta figure out is Ryan Pace sticking around tonight? If Ryan Pace ain't sticking around, you need to find your GM first. You got to. Because your GM picks your coach. Like the Harbaugh conversation with the Bears is nice. Is he a good fit? Does he fit with the players? Sure. Justin's a young dude. I don't think you're gonna come in here and be a dictator to Khalil Mack and that's gonna work out. Sorry, Khalil Mack's been in the NFL too long. When we look at the Bears, we really just looking at Justin Fields and how it fits with Justin Fields, but that's not how it's gonna fit with a football team. Some of these dudes are gonna look at Jim Harbaugh and be like, man, you're not finna come in here with that college dictator, anything you say jump, I say how high mentality. That's not gonna fly. I make too much money for this. And we absolutely got those players on our team. You come in with that with a Robert Quinn, with a Khalil Mack, where I don't know if Hakeem gonna be here, but with Nakeem Hicks, it's not gonna fly.
I don't think that you can say that because Jim doesn't come from just college. He comes from being a player, and when you come from being a player,
He comes from
you
being a
garner.
player in that era.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah, I'm saying
he's a
Jim.
player nonetheless.
I think Jim was Jim with Ditka? Jim might have been with Ditka. You know what I'm saying? With Mike Ditka, it was absolutely, if I say jump, you say how high, and while you in the air, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
was the NFL that Jim Harbaugh grew up in. You know what I'm saying?
that's the NFL he grew up in. I don't know if that's still who he is. I don't know if that's still how he structures himself. But at the same time, he still garners the respect as an actual player and a
Yeah.
pretty decent one at that.
Uh,
That gives you the leverage to
uh,
hey, listen, that gives you the
I
leverage
pulled
to
the numbers
have.
up as you said that, and it was just like,
I mean, hey, listen, for whatever reason it is, right? But that gives you a little more leeway to be able to have some freedom of speech when it comes to those rooms. And that's just a fact. Like he can walk in that room and he can throw around some weight just because he was a professional football player. And he was a
yeah.
professional football player for not just 1 or 2 seasons, but nearly 10. I think he played 10 seasons. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
he played
yeah,
about 10
close to that.
seasons.
Close to that.
So it's not,
Came
he's come.
in 87, last season 2013.
Yeah, last season was 2013.
No, I'm saying he's played 13 seasons. His
Oh,
last
okay. I about to say, hold on now. I know he
season.
was coaching Stanford at like '09 or something like that. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Um,
Yeah, it's busting a little bit this morning for the morning show. I'm not gonna lie to you.
hey, listen,
We
I'm
building a
glad
little
y'all
bit of
getting.
traction out here, kid.
I'm glad y'all getting it busting because I was sure thinking about ain't nobody up. I am getting up. It is cold. I would rather be in my bed for another hour. Hey, y'all get it busting, man, because I'm definitely gonna hit Pat with the doo doo doo. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work, dog. um, it's I like what Jim brings. I like his track record. I like the success he's had with um, QBs with unique skill sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Fam, I thought you had a stroke right there. I was like, you good? Like, what's happening, right? You know what? Jim, I'll say this, right? Jim has had success everywhere he's been.
Now you know how you hear some stuff, you're like, what is that? You gotta identify what the sound is. You know how black people do it. Like,
Hey,
wait, we hear weird sound. That's it. This is dog. I
hey, you
stood
know
in the
why?
spot for 5 minutes
Hey,
straight, just
you
didn't
know
move, trying
why?
to make sure it
The
wasn't just
best,
me.
the best, the best part of that is all black folks definitely do that. And then you lean back at a certain point and you just be like, well, if you're going to come down here and kill me, I'm going to be comfortable. I don't know why we do that, dog. We all just be, all right.
It take a minute for your brain to register. You got to be like, all right, that sound can only come from a select number of things. Let me cross out this, and divide by
Hey,
2.
hey, right.
Then
You
we're
know
going
what
to
I'm
get
saying?
there, right?
Hey,
So,
and then you start lying to yourself. Then you be like, man, that painting must have just fell out the dishwasher or something right there. I don't know what that was. You just start saying anything, dog. Man, the TV must have just came out the closet.
dog, one night I was so tired. It was a sound that I couldn't register at all. I was just like, that's clearly somebody in this mug. Like, somebody is walking around this piece right now. But I was so tired. I was just like, I just gotta see him walk up the stairs at this point. Like my whole family's is upstairs. I'm like, they just gotta get the stairs make a certain creak. So I was
Yeah.
like, I know that creak. If you get to
Yeah.
the stairs, all right, we got a problem. But if you stay down there, it's yours. I'm tired.
See, that's the problem, right? So in the new house, I ain't used to the sound.
Oh, so you don't sleep?
Well, I sleep because I got a 100-pound companion with sharp teeth. So you know, I'm a little more like if he start freaking out, then I know, all right, I got to get up. I got a little bit of time, is what I'm saying. You're not just gonna roll through Coda before, like I got time to put the pants on. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there like, hey, Mike Davis,
It's a
guys,
dog.
is the dog working on the car again? Hey,
No.
that's right. So uh, my wife and them put like paintings and stuff on the wall, right? But for some reason they don't want to put holes in the wall. I'm like, put a nail in the wall. We live here. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not going nowhere. We're gonna be here a while. That picture's gonna hang for the next 40 years. Like, it's okay. But they putting the sticky things on the wall. The sticky things don't always work. The little whatever it is, you know what I
I know
mean?
what
I
you're talking
can't
about.
think of the names of it. So they putting them on the wall. And you know, if the heat come on and the adhesive don't break down the paint and bond it, it don't stick right. So one of the paintings fell one night. So me and my wife hit the
Did he go up?
man, is the cat in the attic again? What's going on with that? So like I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, it seemed like everything okay. But right at that moment, Coda decided to come upstairs. Coda's not small. The stairs absolutely make noise.
Dog.
You hear, I'm like, oh, here we go. Hold on. It's about to go down. I've
He's
been
like
in the house
somebody,
2 weeks. The
somebody's
neighbor's
trying to
about to
test
go
it
crazy.
already.
Bro, so I was in there. It was one of them mornings. It was one of them nights. It was just like, man, I knew
Do
we
the
stayed in Bellwood. We should have stayed in the hood, man.
Had over here like, do the neighbors think we're hoes?
You know
Does
what I'm saying?
Patrick have to shoot?
Is Wayne
Shoot a
Brady
trick?
gonna have to? Bro,
Hey,
I'm telling you, it was just like the perfect like series of events to freak you. Like, hold on now, wait a minute now, dog. I'm not doing this.
you know
Man,
what's crazy? Like, I think this would be 18 months in this townhome for us.
yeah,
And I'm so used to condos in Chicago. Like, so for those who don't know, I've lived on the lake my entire life, basically.
he from the city.
Yeah. So my mom didn't want much, but she wanted all her places had to be walking distance to the lake. We never went to the lake, but she wanted to be able to see it from her window.
Yeah,
So clearly, I don't do 3, 4 story places because that ain't what we grew up with. My
right.
wife grew up with that. Okay, cool, whatever, right? So first time we moved here, and I'm hearing all these creaks, and I'm like, why is it so creaky? She was like, you really never lived in a house. I was like, my mom's in a wheelchair. We lived on condos. No, I've never lived in a house. Everything was one level. If it was a sound, I knew what the sound was
Yeah,
right away.
yeah.
Right? Y'all, listen, the
Hey,
stuff that
hey,
happened
I
that
open
night,
my door, I can see the whole house.
just straight is lit. Listen, boom, right there, right? Man, the thing got the oh god. I remember when it got cold and the wind started blowing real hard on it. all this stuff started creaking. I'm like,
Hey,
what the f is going
hey.
on?
So me and Kid both had the same problem. We don't sleep. I remember when that happened because I was like, man, what's going on with you? And he was like, man, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what all these noises are. Like, my house is making noises and it's freaking me out. I'm like, what you hearing, dog? Is it a ghost? He like, I don't know. It's just creaking. I'm like, man, your house is settling.
I'm gonna tell you, settling for what? It's been here forever.
For
Like,
less, apparently.
dog, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I got so ticked off that when people make jokes like it's haunted, I'm like, well, show me, because I'd rather just identify what the noise is, so we
Yeah,
get past this little part right here. Like, you come out, you do your little boo thing, I can go to sleep. Like, let me let's work this out real quick,
yeah,
because this ain't gonna keep lasting. Until this day, man, it's always something different at night. I'm always up or waking up around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm hearing some type of creaks that
yeah.
sound different than the day before. I'm like, no, something's going on here. But I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Wait, I'm gonna record it one day.
I'm gonna
Watch.
get to the bottom of it.
Watch.
I'm gonna get to the
I'm gonna
bottom.
get to the
He,
bottom of it.
he
I gotta have
definitely
peace of
runs
mind.
up the stairs when he leaves the office at night and like hits the light switch and then take off up the stairs real quick. So the demons don't catch him from behind. You
Nah, I
gotta
stopped doing that. You wanna know why? Because I felt like I was just showing too much fear. I'm gonna walk slow and see if you're gonna do something. I got my own
Alright.
theme song.
Hey, yeah, all right. Then when you get your ankle snatched, you getting dragged down like Katie in every paranormal activity out here.
Hey man, listen, if you're gonna do it, do it.
You
It makes no sense for me to run from you in one part of the house that I'm always be in. Like, I'm always gonna be in this basement.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
like,
dog. That's funny, dog. That is not. I mean, I hope you make it out alive and all that. You live this long, you could. But
what the heck was that? You lived this long is good? I'm 31. What the heck?
I'm saying the house is good. I'm saying the house is good. You know what I'm saying?
No, you said you lived this long,
You
like
live
I'm
this long, you
70 or
good.
something like that.
You
Like,
good.
to let me see my kids get older. What the heck are we doing right here, dog?
Listen, the ghost said we let you see your kids. That's all you get.
Hey, that's how Pat. I know Pat don't care. He just rolled clean until well, you live long enough. It's all right.
Yeah,
Like
you good, man.
what?
Hey, listen, we got you live long enough, and we got the show dies with me all in a week, dog. You know.
Just two selfish things right there. It's
Oh man, dog.
Man said, I
That's
don't even
good.
want to leave the show to my kids. It dies with me.
Oh, the show dies with me, dog. The show dies with me. I'm not fooling with none of that. Hey, who gonna take it over? Aria, come on now.
Hey, dog, it's gonna be a network.
It's
Somebody got to
definitely
keep
gonna,
the network
hey, it's
going.
definitely gonna be a network, dog. It's gonna be interesting when we just got random shows up on this mud. We're gonna have house creakers. That's gonna be the first sidestep show
Hey,
funded by
dog.
P.kidd.
Hey, don't have me going down that road because I'm gonna tell everybody in the world move out.
Get
You see
to
that
the
creek?
lake.
That creek right there sound like you about to get robbed. Move out, my G. Oh
Dog,
man, let's get back into some topics, man.
we spoke about Vegas, or we spoke about Harbaugh possibly in Vegas as well, man. Vegas got an interesting week coming up, which is wild to me. You know what I'm saying? Vegas to me just pulled well, not really a San Antonio Spurs. They was winning 50, 60 games while they was doing it. Vegas has an opportunity to make the playoffs by beating the Chargers in their last game. How do you see Vegas versus the Chargers going? Does Derek Carr have enough to get it done? I feel like we've talked about Vegas so much on this show, but they've been so relevant. Do they have enough for the last AFC spot?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's gonna come down to one thing: is Derek Carr getting hit or not?
Derek Carr always getting hit.
If Derek Carr is getting destroyed, guess what? They don't have a chance, and at the same time, I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him.
You wouldn't play Derek Carr?
No, I said Derek Carr wouldn't have a chance if he's getting hit. And at a certain point, if he didn't make it, I wouldn't blame him. I said,
Oh, you wouldn't blame him. Blame
blame
him. I was
Derek
like, you
Carr.
wouldn't play him. Like it's
Hey,
one.
some of the worst hits I've ever seen a QB take, when I look back at it, has been Derek Carr hits. I'm
Nah,
like, dang, dog. Like,
nah. I don't know who them QBs that the Pittsburgh Steelers was going up against back in the 70s was, but they was flipping them dudes.
oh, I'm
That
talking about in modern history, not then, because
that highlighted some of the worst football I've ever seen in my life. Dog. It's just like some dude sweeping a leg, another dude coming over the top with the elbow. Like, what was going on?
dog, I got to the point where I'm uncomfortable watching those old clips. Like I look like somebody is getting jumped. Like
You know what? It's so weird too, because like if you watch old Bears clips, like the Bears hit you hard, but they really still tackled you. Like they were really a good, talented team. They weren't just abusive. Like they tackled you.
hmm
Some of them teams, dog, it was just like sweep the leg. Some dude comes from behind, gets him in an RKO, goes to drop him. Somebody puts a knee behind the back as he's coming down, slams the quarterback over the middle. Like it's like, dog, what is going on?
Yeah, see stuff like that, dog. We'd be fighting.
They were. That was
We'd
that
be
was the
fighting.
fight. I just
Mm.
told you to fight.
Nah, 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 nah,
Hey,
nah.
look, hey, look, hey, look. You can't fight when you ain't got no back no more.
Hey, listen, I'm pulling up on you after the game. Hey, you right there before you get to the station wagon. It's me and you, because that's exactly what they was driving back there.
You
Before
putting
you get to
straight
the
bullet
station
holes in the
wagon,
wood paneling of the station
we,
wagon.
dog, we got to get it busting, because I don't know what you thought this was, but you definitely keep hitting me like this.
But nah, Derek Carr absolutely is somebody that's taken a ton of abuse. They've kind of done a poor job of protecting him as well out in Vegas, which is really, I mean, really, I think we all believe Vegas probably wants to bring Derek Carr back. I think the conversation around Derek Carr is he gonna want to come back to that situation where you get
Mhm.
your head kicked in and week out? Um, but man, I see this game, dog. I think Derek Carr is one of those weird dudes that yes, the contact can get to him, but it also when you take that shot, when you get it going, not to the Andrew Luck degree of it, but I feel like he thrives off of that feel of being a football player. Like we see him take a big shot, and you a lot of times see him get back up and make a big play after that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Derek Carr is that now he can absolutely make some bad plays if you getting hit too much. Like that's just football. If you taking all of them shots, but there's certain dudes that like I remember when they were talking about I forget who I think it was Von Miller. He said every week in practice there would be somebody. There would be get to the quarterback, hit the quarterback. He's gonna get sick of getting hit. It changes the game. Hit him. And then he said one week they had Andrew Luck. He said, "Yeah, it don't matter with this guy. Hit him, but like it just don't matter." And I feel like sometimes Derek Carr is that dude. Like Andrew Luck was kind of always that dude. Like he was weird too. You lay a big hit on him, he'd be like, "Hey, good hit, big boy." Like, what the heck was that? Like I'm trying to take your socks out. And you doggone, you giving me praise on it. But I feel like Derek Carr, we see him a lot of times. He'll take that shot and then come back. Hey, good shot. I appreciate that. Big play down the field. Hunter Renfro for some reason.
Hey, he has the opportunity to not only win this game, kind of win some of the fan base back, because it looks like there's a divide there. I don't know why. Um, Crack 5,000 yards in the process with a playoff entry, which would be good.
Yeah.
He needs 382 yards to crack 5,000.
Probably good.
69%. Hey, he can do it. He
Man,
can
it's
do
so
it.
weird hearing that and we ain't never had a quarterback crack four. It's just like you got dudes cracking 5,000 yards out here. We ain't never had somebody crack four.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. That's all you, dog. You go ahead. You go ahead and live in that pain. Uh, you go ahead and live in that pain. I just hope Justin actually can pull it off, because boy, I'm telling you right now, you know how long you get with me. You gotta show me something. He
Yeah.
gets 2 seasons after this to show me, like if Justin Fields turns it around
Oh, two
and next
seasons.
season,
That's not bad though. That's normal though.
No, because y'all
That's
didn't.
3
It ain't.
seasons. If you haven't improved as a football player in 3 seasons,
You know what? Not to get too far off topic, but like you look at Baker Mayfield. Baker by his third season, balling. Like last year, balling. This year, he was balling up until he got hurt, and then he's still trying to play hurt, which is I think is the detriment.
yeah,
But look at how they talk about him.
I think it's. I do agree with you.
Then you
I
got the OBJ thing, which the OBJ thing is one thing, but to have that in the injury and that impacts your throwing ability and stuff like that, it does affect his range of motion.
no, for sure. But the thing that I look at with Baker is, we put all of this talent around you, and we've consistently done it. And the Browns have done. Listen, as much as we talk about, they haven't got there. The Browns have absolutely given Baker the world. Not a bad offensive line, protected him pretty well. Weapons everywhere on the field. 2 great running backs that they literally just split time between. A top tier defense. Like, they've given him every single key. And with Baker, it's like, even when he was at his best, it still wasn't good enough to get you to a championship game. Like, not a Super Bowl, but like even an AFC championship game. And so there's still that question mark there. And then coming into this season, I do think it hurt him coming back and playing. I think he thought it was going to do the everybody is going to, love me and rally themselves around me. And it did the opposite, because at a certain point, like think about it from the Bulls' perspective. Zach LaVine absolutely still has a torn ligament in his left hand, or in his, what is it, right hand? It's his shooting hand, right? Or maybe it's not shooting hand. One of them. We ain't thought about it in 3 weeks because the Bulls are winning. Still there, it's still torn. It's not gonna heal itself. He's playing with it every day. He's moving his hand every day. But when you see somebody on the field or on the court, the fan base doesn't always think, well, he's playing hurt. Especially if they have a game, because what it is you don't say he's playing hurt when he has a good game. And Baker has had a good game since coming back. I'm not saying that that's right. I'm not saying that that's the way that it should be. It's just how people look at it. And so for Baker, I think it had the opposite effect for him, because, what week did he tear his shoulder? He also had 155 yards versus Vikings, but there, I don't know.
Hey, listen.
I'm just looking at his season and I'm like, yeah, he's got some good games, but he's definitely not the reason.
4 years in.
Yeah.
At this point, and it's like, hey, first season was good. Sophomore slump happened.
Yeah.
That last season was great. It was a great season last season.
26-8 was, really good. Really good.
Efficient. This season, he's clearly dealing with a couple of things, and then he has the OBJ drama. Like, that's the one thing about, big name receivers, because you only see it really happen with receivers. It does happen with running backs, not as much, because the lifespan of a running back is so short.
They can be replaced easily.
But receivers, OBJ is OBJ, don't get me wrong.
I don't blame OBJ for wanting out of there, though.
I don't blame him for wanting out of there. But it just changes narrative when your receiver is when your receiver is as likable or favored as OBJ.
Yeah. It's, you know what, though? If you want the big name players, that's what you get. I can't blame the Browns for having question marks about Baker Mayfield when the best receiver he's had, he didn't get the ball to. And it's not just a shoulder.
Is OBJ the best receiver he's
Absolutely.
had?
Next best receiver he's had is Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, but OBJ was coming off injury.
And he's still coming off injury. He's balling.
No, he's the fourth option on the Rams. He's on a loaded team. He's been. No, don't get me wrong.
He
He's
was
getting
on a loaded
targets.
team.
He's getting.
That's what I'm saying. Good tight end, good second option, and Jarvis Landry. OBJ's the number one, absolutely. But you still have to if Baker clearly was better going to Landry. So you saw in a lot of the tape that OBJ would be open because it's like, well, he's not even throwing this way. I'm gonna go there.
He
And
actually
that's
has
the
the same
situation
problem with the Rams if you watch the tape, but the difference is
he's scoring touchdowns.
he's scoring touchdowns. He's getting the look and he's scoring touchdowns, so he's
Mhm.
not getting overthrown at those
Yeah.
points and stuff like that. But you
Although
also
I don't know if Matt Stafford think he a god or not, but he be throwing some terrible passes to OBJ. Dog.
yeah.
Matt Stafford be like 7 dudes down there. He'll get it. It's like, dog, he is not Megatron.
But at the same time, OBJ ain't doing the same stuff he did in Cleveland that he did with the Rams because they absolutely get his behind out of there. And it's Matt Stafford, and he's like,
What did he do in Cleveland though? He didn't really have nothing crazy. The craziest thing he happened in Cleveland was on a personal tip where he had Shorty up in the hotel room that said he liked to get, little fecal matter on the chest that gets him there. That's the craziest thing he had with Cleveland to me. Don't look away. It was a news story. I'm stating the news. Don't look away. Look into the camera.
a Cleveland steamer.
You've made this so awkward.
Oh, I just want you to feel how awkward it was. Like I just want you to. I want you to. Okay, hey, listen.
6:40 in the morning. Drop one day. Trying to wake you up, kid.
I'm woke.
It's the morning show. Listen, hey.
I'm woke.
He like, I've never wanted to go back to sleep more in my life.
I'm woke. Trust me, I am woke.
Jesus,
I'm
Mike,
just
relax.
not engaging. I am not engaging. I'm like, I don't, because there's only two ways it's going.
I've never seen kid run from a topic more in my life.
Because I know I'm gonna say something stupid, and I'll end up being the clip.
Hey, listen, I put myself out there.
Yeah, right.
I just, you didn't see the clip yesterday?
I saw the clip, but I mean, just like, it was a wild clip.
That's a tough clip, dog. Your face just like. We won't speak on it. Check out the clip if y'all want to see it. It's in the shorts, man. It's in the shorts.
Why did you go with that?
All the things you could have said. Why'd you go with that one?
Oh,
no, but
man.
I don't think OBJ really had anything crazy with Baker. He kind of was. He got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, there was a correlation of Baker playing better when OBJ wasn't on the field.
Oh no. It was a lot. There's a lot of evidence that they played better with him not on the field.
There was a correlation, but it was like, I don't know what it was. I don't know why. Like, how is it that I add a receiver of his ilk in and you get worse? Like, unless it's just you're trying to force him the ball in bad situations. But
they were trying to force him the ball.
But it would, it wouldn't be. Like, he would definitely have games with like 7 targets. You know what I'm saying? Like, Baker's clearly going other place. Now, I guess if Baker Mayfield is your quarterback.
Hey, listen. He still only got games with 7 targets.
Yeah, but but they 7 targets that he got a shot at catching. You know what I'm saying? A target counts as anything that's thrown your way. He coming out of these 7 targets with 5 catches now.
Let's do this. I got Chargers taking the L. I got Raiders. I know that's a hard segue.
Weird. Chargers are probably the better team.
Are they?
Chargers are a better team, I think.
Who's on the Chargers again?
Half your fantasy squad.
Oh yeah, that's fact. That's a fact. Hey, for anybody, no one likes the Chargers for some odd reason, but they players absolutely be balling in fantasy. Keenan Allen, baller.
Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? They got some ballers over there. But I'm with you.
It's gonna be a good game.
I'm with you though. You know what it is though? Is it the grittiness of it? Is it the grittiness of like this is gonna be this is a I don't think it's at the level of Bears Packers, but it's a rivalry that goes back to the 80s. It's a rivalry that both teams absolutely get up for. Chargers, Raiders. I think the Raiders kind of dominated because they didn't move their team, so the fan base is still that. Well, they did move their team, but I think there's still way more Raiders fans. Like Oakland's still rocking with the Raiders, I'm assuming.
Dog, I just realized. I don't know why I didn't put the correlation as it's Herbert versus Carr. This is gonna be a shootout. I like this. I like this even more. Now I'm woke. Now I like this even
I'm
more.
not gonna lie to you, dog. I know we did dope or nope yesterday, but this is a
This
dope
is
for
dope.
me. This is a game. I'll tell you what. I because I got to do Bears post. I'll be watching the Bears game, but I ain't. This mug is on at 7:20 on Sunday night. Oh dang! I think the Bulls play. I might have this on the second screen while we doing the Bulls game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's that good of a game. It's that exciting of a game.
Weird fact about Justin Herbert, and not to denigrate the person I'm about to compare him to, right? So Justin Herbert's been in the league, what, 2 seasons?
Yeah.
He is in 2 seasons, he has nearly as many yards as Lamar Jackson in 4.
Passing yards?
Passing yards.
In 2 seasons, he has nearly as many yards as Lamar Jackson
Has in 4.
It's not surprising. Lamar only had 1 year where he had high passing yards, didn't he?
So as it stands,
MVP season.
Herbert has put up 2 4,000 plus seasons back to back, rookie and sophomore year. There's no sophomore slump with this kid so far. Not good situation to be in, but
I think just a better arm talent though.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference. Like Lamar didn't come in with the flashy arm. He didn't.
He also has a chance of cracking 5,000 yards this game. He has 4,631 yards. Derek Carr has 4,618 yards. They both could have a game where they both end up cracking 5,000 yards into the season.
Fam, that would have to be a game of games, dog. They would have to not run the ball at all. I thought you said they had like 4,900. Didn't you say Derek Carr needed 200 and something yards to get it?
No, I said he needed 378 yards. I mean 382 yards, which is very possible. He's done it before.
I mean, yeah, but that's a like you balling out.
No,
I mean no defense. I mean no defense is being played.
Dog, let's look at this. Justin Herbert absolutely could do it because his last 2 games, 337, 338. He has a 281, 222, then 398.
Yeah.
He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna stop counting after that part. He has a good clip. He has a good clip of games where he's thrown for nearly 350 yards. So it's absolutely within reach for him.
For him, yeah. I don't know if I just don't know if I see Carr having an almost 400-yard game. Because the defense got to play on the other side.
Defense got to play on the other side.
It's not just like Derek Carr is throwing it to nobody's. You know what I mean? Like
Derek Carr. Wait. Derek Carr's last 4 games. 435 yards, 382 yards, 386 yards. He absolutely could do it.
Who's he playing?
Miami, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore.
Oh, that makes sense.
Now, last time he played the Chargers, less than 200 yards.
Yeah. It's very different, dog. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now. Like, who was he playing?
Which means
I see the Raiders running the ball heavy. I doubt he breaks 5.
Hey, Raiders. Justin Herbert also 222 yards. So they both had down games for what they're capable of. I mean, defenses are better.
Yeah, so. It's a game you're gonna get up for. You know what I'm saying? It's a game that you're gonna come out and you're gonna This is our rival. This is in the division. This is to get to the playoffs. This is all the marbles right here. This is your season ends tonight. Now, granted, I think it's all based on what the Colts do. I think if the Colts lose, both teams can get in. Because I think both teams have beat the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. But
Who the Colts play?
Colts play. Let's check it out now.
They play the Jags.
Nah, yeah, they probably got that.
Yeah.
They probably got that one. Yeah, that's probably a dub right there.
I mean, hey, listen, Jags could want to end the season with an extra win on the record. I mean, hey, somebody got to take an L, right?
Oh
Hey,
yeah, somebody will. It's gonna be the Jags.
when
Somebody's gonna take a L.
when they play, hold on, wait. So they play at 12. What time
So
does the Raiders play?
Mike Davidson said they're both in with a tie if the Colts lose.
Yeah, well, hey, why don't we just tie this thing up? We both play 7 hours after the Colts play. So let's just pray that they lose, and then hey, we could just go ahead and have a beer. How about that?
Look, because I'm not letting you in, dog. You my rival too, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm not letting you in, dog.
Hey, Mike is coming through. I get weary of saying these stats has nothing against you all, but ever since Baki hit us with that one was it Ricky Fontaine? Whoever it was, hit us with that bad stat on that day.
With the sky winning?
Yeah, no, that still pisses me off. Anyway, but apparently,
that, wasn't it? We got to go back and find that.
Yeah, find that. Like, we just shout out everybody.
The Sky have won the WNBA championship, man. They're killing it, man. I love it. And we go, look, it's 5 minutes left. It's a 7-point game. I'm like, dog, like, yeah.
We done sat here and like threw everybody under the bus. Like we done named all the super fans at this point. Like,
they know we love it.
But Colts supposedly haven't won since in Jacksonville since 2014.
Ooh. I'm trying to think how many times they would have played them though.
You know what's funny? I'll hit you with this real quick, right? So if that's true, this goes to the theory that some teams, just for some odd reason, no matter how trash they are, they will always just compete against this one team. Like the Bears are a good one, right? The Bears lose against everybody else. They want to beat the Packers. It ain't really happened. 22-5. It ain't really happened, but you know,
I would say it's like the Bears with Detroit. Usually, no matter how bad we are, we can beat Detroit. Usually, because Detroit's also bad.
Now, here's an interesting one for you. The Lakers versus the Kings.
Yeah, that's true. They're both AFC South. Yeah, so they're splitting.
The Lakers versus the Kings in basketball, for some odd reason, the Kings, since LeBron has gotten there, has been a team where they'll roll through there and they absolutely get a dub.
Bro, I'll do you one better. The Bulls until
last night,
until this season had lost like every time they would go out west and play the Kings. I want to say we lost since like 2012. Like I don't know, like it was like, but it went back. Like even Stacey King was like, he was like, we couldn't beat them when we was there. It's like it's something about that team. And we had Jordan on the team. We would go out west and we would lose to the Kings.
It's because Mitch was giving them the business. Nobody want to talk about it.
Was Mitch on the Kings?
Mitch was on the Kings. Mitch absolutely is a top 75 player. I will take Reggie off that list in a heartbeat. Put Mitch on that joint. I'm sorry.
Take himself off that list. That list lost validity when Klay Thompson didn't make it. Just like the dude is like a major piece of multiple championship teams, and he's the one dude that until he got hurt was competing with Steph for all of these 3-point records.
Yeah.
Nah, he's off the list. I bet. Oh yeah, Mitch. Yeah, that's right.
Mitch was getting busy.
Mitch was getting busy on the Kings. Now you know what though, but it was even that. You know what I'm saying?
I have a Mitch Richmond rookie card.
Hey, even that might be worth something, dog. Even that though, you know what I'm saying? Like that's still championship years Jordan. And you going out west and you losing to the Kings every single year. I would love to know what the Kings' record at that point was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of them, like, how are you like, even to, like, it's just one of those, no matter what the year is, you catching an L to us, no matter how bad they are. Dog, we looked at it last year and we like, Kings should be an easy win. I think Bagley wasn't playing. It was just no, that was this year.
Was this year?
Did we lose? We lost to them this year, right? Have we played I gotta look. I think we lost to them this year because didn't the rookie play? Halliburton played, right?
Halliburton played. Well,
Halliburton
Halliburton kind of starts at this
and
point.
torched us. He did start because what's his name was out, and he torched us.
Hey, Cornelius, you need to go watch some Mitch tape. Hey, you can just do this.
Reggie, I got Mitchell.
Hey, dog, listen. You don't even have to watch the tape. You know what you can do? You just go pull it up. Pull up the list. It's just the fact that it was the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, listen.
Mitch played for two obscure teams at the time. He played for Golden State, which even with all the stars that went through there, they didn't get no main time tick. And he played for the Kings, who didn't get any tick realistically until they played through.
Was lit. They absolutely got love out there. Run TMC was lit.
Oh, they had three big names on the team at the time, and they barely had to fight for. They had to fight for airtime.
Well, I mean, they that's because they made the first round and got blown out.
Yeah, but it was still. I think that you would consider what their expansion team, whatever it was, they were just a newer team to hit the scene. Yeah, no, it wasn't an expansion team. It wasn't original teams. But they were like a newer team to like. If they when Run TMC was hitting, this is right off the Lakers and Celtics, the Bulls run, Detroit, stuff like that. They just wasn't a real primetime draw, so a lot of people didn't see him.
Yeah.
And then when he went to the Kings, where he absolutely took off, you definitely didn't see him then. But Mitch was getting busy. Beyond busy.
Yeah. It's weird. It's just weird. Like, it's like you said, though. There's some teams that you just consistently lose to. And you know what almost nobody takes into account with it is you know, the traveling stuff that goes into that. You flying out west. Maybe it's the first team you play. Maybe you're dealing with jet lag. And listen, dog, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a reason Mitch Richmond ain't getting no love out there. They ain't do a whole lot of winning.
Hey.
25 and 57, 29 and 53, 25 and 57, 28 and 54.
Didn't do a whole lot of winning at all.
And then it gets better. 39 and 43, 39 and 43, 34 and 48, 27 and 55, 27 and 23. I think that's the lockout year. And then Mitch left. And they went 44 and 38.
Yeah, when Mitch finally left,
Barron, I think. Barron and them boys.
When Mitch left the Kings, you talking about the Kings or the Warriors?
Oh no, I'm tweaking. Yeah, that's the Kings. Yeah,
Kings. They end up
Mitch left when what's his name came? When
Chris Webber,
right? Yeah.
Jason Williams, Vlade Divac.
Yeah.
Was it Doug Christie? Not Doug Christie. Was it Doug Christie?
Doug Christie was on that team.
Yeah, it was Doug Christie. Then they traded Jason Williams for Mike Bibby, which was a great trade. Mike Bibby was a better player. Jason Williams was a walking highlight, though. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. He was a better player. Much better player. And I like Jason Williams. I mean, I'm going to remember Jason Williams way more than I'm ever going to remember Mike Bibby. But anyway.
All I remember about Mike Bibby is now. Now, you know what I remember about Mike Bibby? It got to the point where I was like, dude, you still playing.
Dog, Mike Bibby was cold back then.
Mike Bibby was getting buckets.
Was cold.
Mike Bibby was getting buckets. It was like, it was Jason Williams, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, once you get the name White Chocolate, you are in fandom forever.
I would 100% rather watch Jason Williams than Mike Bibby, but you're probably right. Mike Bibby is probably the better player.
Yeah, he's a better basketball player.
Yeah. I guess he's a better basketball trade, but Mike Bibby wasn't throwing elbow passes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was so freaky.
Yeah.
I loved
What?
it.
This is an NBA game.
Loved it.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us this morning, man, as we coming to the end of this first hour, man. Want to let you guys know we got a lot of stuff coming y'all way. We got a few days off, man, and we absolutely gonna take it. But tune in with these clips that we gonna drop. With the Bulls being off until Friday, man. We are relaxing in the evenings. But do want to let y'all know, man, check out the latest Windy City Breeze. Grab you some Breeze merch over at twcbreeze.com. We got some new merch out over there, man. Some dope stuff. Got a Bulls beanie that's gonna be a purchase for this basement. I'm not gonna lie to you, freezing down here. And then we got some new just some new all together merch. Hey, it's cold down here though. It's
I'm
cold out there though.
concerned, dog.
And then make sure that y'all do, if you guys want to join the Breeze super fans, man, where you get early access to merch drops, you get early access or you get access to the Discord. It also comes with some custom emojis that pretty much just make us all laugh, and you get the C Red one is still my favorite, man. C Red one is absolutely still my favorite one there. We also want to let you know about LinkedIn Jobs. These days, it can be hard to find and hire the right candidate for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. Kid, small business owner, you killing the game out here, man. How many people have reached out to you for a job this week on LinkedIn Jobs, man?
Oh, that's the wrong question to ask, Pat, because I ain't hiring nobody. No.
Everybody getting fired.
Nah, but honestly, the organization that we've partnered with is absolutely using LinkedIn, and they had over 200 people apply for the positions that we're trying to fill within the area. So it's absolutely a way to, if you're a business owner, make it happen. If you're a job seeker, to get yourself known and really connect with some people. So it's a really good thing.
Hey, you can create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach a network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience, and use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified candidates. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. So, why small business rates LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering job quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find candidates that you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Wendy. That's linkedin.com/Wendy to post your job for free. Terms and conditions may apply. Now we got a little basketball stuff we're gonna break down though. NBA action. Tonight is an exciting night. The return of the man, the myth, the legend. Hopefully he can stay healthy on the court. Mr. Kyrie Irving. And I kind of talked about this last night. I believe Klay's returning tonight as well, ain't he? Sunday. I got to change the you dig right there. That's all good. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
well, hold on. That's what it was projected. He might come back early. I mean, there ain't no reason for him not to.
I thought he was coming back tonight. I might have read that wrong. That's all right. But Kyrie definitely comes back tonight versus the Indiana Pacers. How does the landscape of the league change, especially with because of the new variant that's popped up? 2022 is remixing what 2021 and 2020 did at a whole new level, where a lot of stadiums are remandating that you do have to be vaccinated to play in that stadium. Toronto basically said, if you're not vaccinated, you can't come here.
Yeah, well, they didn't say that.
The governor. I'm not saying the Raptors. I'm saying that they're not the governor. What is it? The I don't even know what Toronto has. What is it? It's not a prime minister.
Listen, right now, Mr. President said it. That's what it is. President is just a universal term for whoever the guy in charge over there is. That's who said it. Boom, we're going to keep it moving.
Dude, that's in charge.
Hey, guess what? You come here for sports, not for being politically correct.
You're right.
Whatever. I was just looking at No, I actually have some friends who just stay in Canada
Yeah.
and they couldn't leave. They couldn't leave their homes well up until like late 2021.
Right.
Like they had real tough restrictions. Canada was just like, "Hey, listen, we'll pay you to shut up. Just stay put till we figure this out."
They
Like
put.
they
I
don't go.
respect it.
Yeah, they like,
I
hey,
respect it. Hey, listen. You wanted the American people to stay home? You absolutely should have done that.
and they actually took care of them too. They really did. Had they told me about all the stuff like that. We ain't go too far in the woods with that one, but like they had reasons to stay home.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of different things. So we'll see. The interesting thing is, a lot of these stadiums that do have these mandates do have exceptions that Kyrie can take advantage of, and so he will be available part time. Now, here's the thing: he's losing a lot of money. So at a certain point, while I don't think he needs the money, he will, and he's even said it himself, vegan options for the vaccine and stuff like that. And those things are actually all in the works. So,
Yeah.
it could be a moot point after a while. But no, just because it's Kyrie, they're gonna be talking about it no matter what. The moment he gets vaccinated, he's gonna be like, "Well, see, he could have did that a little earlier," and it's like, "Shut up!" Like,
Well,
let
I get this. The thing when Kyrie explained it, all right, you got your reasons for not being vaccinated. That's fine. I'm absolutely all right. Bet when I look at, but like the return is weird now, almost. You know what I'm saying? Because there's like he can't like they play us Friday next Wednesday, right? No, next Friday, because you going to the airport. Whenever you go into the airport, that's when they play us.
that's Wednesday.
That's Wednesday. He can't play here because of the updated mandates in Chicago.
Why not?
Because he can't come into the UC.
So Bradley Beal can't play either.
Bradley Beal just got vaccinated.
I gotta see that card.
You think Bradley Beal pulling the AB? No,
Hey,
dog. You think Bradley Beal's out here pulling the AB?
I think everybody's pulling the AB. You ever go to an event and then you see people like, "Oh yeah, I promise you I did," and they're trying to fumble through their phone to get the picture, the screenshot of things. Like,
Bro,
nah, dog. There's an app for
man,
that now.
I've seen the real cards get put up and it'd be like, dog, your name's spelled wrong on this. Ain't there two Z's in your last name, dog? What's going on with that? But no, it's you know what I'm saying. He can't play at home. There's a lot of stadiums that are. I don't think he could play at all in California. I mean, a lot of the southern stadiums don't really care, so he'll be able to play in like Atlanta and stuff like that. I believe he can play in. He's playing tonight in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? So there's a handful of stadiums that he can play in. But and listen, it's Kyrie's decision. All peace to the brother. But is it worth it for him to come back to play a couple games a week, maybe? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you're at home, if you're going, I don't know how the schedule lines up, but if they go on a homestand, like there could be considerable time where he's not able to play. Like I get coming back, I get his impact on the team absolutely, and I think tonight everybody's gonna lose their mind because I think Brooklyn would have rolled Indiana anyway. But because Kyrie's coming back, like they probably win by 40 tonight, so it's gonna be like, look, that's what happened. I think they would have won by 30 without him. But I'm looking at his return now, and honestly, since he's come back, since he ended up catching COVID and being out, and now his return is actually being made. Now I'm like, is it worth it for you to even play when a lot of these stadiums just not gonna let you in?
So what happened to the whole antibody thing where if you catch COVID and then you recover from it, you've built up an antibody that doesn't require you to do anything for 30
Fam,
to 60 days, dog.
I
Because
don't know.
like at this point, he's caught COVID, he's recovered from it, he's testing negative. So he should have antibodies that built up based off of the science from the CDC that says that he should be in the clear for at least 30 to 90 days.
Hey,
Now,
listen.
that's not what your boy P.kidd said. That's what them boys at the CDC said. They get paid
Hey,
millions of dollars to do this. I'm not
you sent
no.
me the video yesterday. You know what it is.
No.
You know what it is. You sent me the video yesterday. We all know that they don't know what they're doing up in there.
Oh yeah, that video is wild, bro. Hey, Buddy's funny as heck. He was like, you told people that they could go back to work in 5 days. That's a horrible idea. That's a
It's
horrible idea. You
yeah.
don't even recover from the flu in 5 days, realistically. And you go talk about COVID and the new variant. I know every time I tell you this right now, that's how I honestly feel about this. I feel like we in the second round of Jumanji and somebody is holding the dice, refusing to roll. Whoever you are, I need you to go ahead and roll the goddamn dice. In the jungle, you must wait until the dice be 5 or 8. I'm tired,
Yeah,
dog. I'm tired.
yeah,
Help me, because at this point, I wanted to go to France because we could, but now France comes out with this whole new variant. It's not
yeah.
even called Omicron. It's called IHU or IHU. I heard somebody
Hey,
try to pronounce it. I was like, "What the is that?"
no, forget that. They get but now they got where it's COVID and the flu put together, the fluvid. I said I said the Earth. You know what it is? This is Earth. Earth is really fighting back. It said, "Oh, you gonna kill me? No, you're not." This is Earth. Earth is just releasing stuff at this point.
The fluvid.
The fluvid is now out into the world, dog. It's wild. It's a wild place out here.
I'm
But
gonna tell you,
this is the thing with Kyrie, right? So he's playing tonight. Can't play versus the Bucks because it's at home. Can't play versus the Spurs because it's at home. Plays the Blazers. Currently, right now, as it stands, can't play versus the Bulls at the UC. Can play versus the Thunder. No, can't play versus the Thunder because it's at home. Can't play versus the Pelicans because it's at home. I believe Ohio is up in their mandates as well, but he might be able to play versus Cleveland. It's in Cleveland. Can't play in Washington. Can't play. Can play at the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? Like we're getting to the point where now it's like Kyrie's gonna play a game, miss 3. He's gonna play a game, miss 3. At that point, wait,
maybe.
maybe. You know what I'm saying? At that point, it's like wait everything out unless he does. They come out with the different forms of the vaccine where it's the vegan stuff like he was speaking about. I think he's just waiting for it to get FDA approved. From what the last thing I read from him, but the like, is it worth it to even bring him back at this point, or is it just like, dog, wait this mess out? The playoffs are gonna come. You're Kyrie Irving. I'd rather have you healthy than have you jumpstart your body into an NBA game and stop. Jumpstart your body into an NBA game and stop.
Well, that's the best Kyrie because he's going. It's just like I'm going to hoop with my guys, and then 3 days later I hoop again. Like that's what. It is. No, but the
it's,
reality
it's normal Kyrie. What you
is
mean?
normal Kyrie. The reality of it is we don't know if he'll be shut out of all of these stadiums because all of these stadiums have different. All of these cities have different exceptions and
Very
mandates.
different mandates. Yeah.
We know what it is here, and we know he won't be able to play here, but that doesn't mean he won't be able to play. We know
Well,
he
I
might
know
not play in DC.
Washington. I think they upped, and that's why Bradley Beal ended up. Well, it's not. He said it was because of family, but Washington upped their mandates as well. Um, and Bradley got the vaccine around that same time because
Mm-hmm.
it was, he's not going to be able to play his home games. I don't know whether it was because of family or not, but it coincided.
Hey, listen, more power to each one of them. The one thing I do know is KD, Kyrie. There's some chemistry there. The team is not vastly different than it was last year. He's been staying ready, staying trained up.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about Kyrie, the basketball player. I'm more worried about how this all the media whirlwind behind it and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when this whole Ben Simmons thing has revealed one thing, now Ben Simmons absolutely deserves some of the stuff that he got, and so at some point so did Kyrie.
I don't know about
Um,
some of it. Ben Simmons has brought a lot of this on himself.
but the media takes something and run with it so hard that at a certain point, it's like let it go and let it play out. And
You know,
so,
you know what though? Like, this is my problem with the Ben Simmons thing. The comparison to Kyrie is different to me because Kyrie, while like he would say stuff, but he would also back up what he said. Ben Simmons came out to try and kill, at least in my eyes, he tried to kill the media backlash he was going to get by saying this is a mental issue.
No, that was a play by management so he could sit there and stop getting fined.
No. But management said, okay, it's a mental issue. We'll provide you therapists. We'll provide you people to talk to. We'll provide you doctors that you can work through your mental issue with. And Ben Simmons wouldn't show up to him. He wouldn't show up to appointments. He wouldn't show up to, you know what I'm saying? The team, now I agree. It's a ploy by the team to say, listen, he's got an issue. As a team, we're going to stand up. We're going to help him out. It's absolutely a ploy by the team to be like, we know he's not coming.
But as an employer,
We're not going to pay you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It's absolutely a ploy to be like, we know he's not coming, so we're not going to pay you.
As an employer, they have to, though. So it's
Absolutely.
also them trying to cover their behinds as well. So
absolutely. But you can't claim I'm going through the mental anguish and then they're actively trying to help you. And you like, I don't want help for it though. No, I don't want help for it. Are you going to your people? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like mental health today, like mental health is something for real serious. And a lot of people use it as a crutch to try and get sympathy for him. Or now we can't talk about Ben Simmons in the media because, he's mentally unhealthy. I don't view him and Kyrie the same way.
I get it.
If your employer is actively like, okay, hey, listen, you going through this, we hear you. Let's do it. Let's work through this. I want you to be able to come back to the team and play for this team. And you like, no, I don't want that.
I don't think they want him. I think they just wanted to increase his trade value. And so because of that, I don't fault him for not taking the help from them. I just don't. I don't. Every time Joel Embiid a teeter-totter on his support for it. Doc Rivers is not a good coach to me when it comes to rallying the troops or like once he's made his statement, then he was like, well, that's taken out of context. Well, it's like, it's kind of implied the whole way you said it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, they are just trying to increase his trade value so they can get him a good thing and ship him out of there. The fan base don't want him. If Ben Simmons gets on the court right now, he's going to get booed.
Hey, listen, I tell you what.
He's going to get booed.
He's absolutely going to get trashed if he walks on that court.
It's a wrap. You got to get him out of there.
It's Philly, dog. They will try. And the crazy thing is, like, I've never seen a player that I felt like Philly's backlash towards them was justified.
Except for Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is the first player I feel like Philly's backlash towards him is justified. If I see you, listen, as a player, I don't mind if you go to a game in the offseason. I don't care. What I do mind is that you're not working on your game. Like, I shouldn't see you at multiple things in a row. Like, we saw Ben Simmons, like, at a concert, and then at a game, and then at another concert, and then he was out in Australia kicking it on the beach. And it's like, my G, like, you working on your game at all?
I'm cool with. Listen, I don't know what he did in the morning.
My G, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. He gets paid to hoop. I don't know what he did in the morning. I don't know what rate trading regimen is on. I don't care what you do in the offseason. I'll be honest with you. I don't need to see tape of you working out. I need to see the results on the court, though.
I need to see results. That's what it is. I don't need to see tape. But this is the thing. Don't put out the tape of you knocking down threes in the corner.
And you not taking them shots.
You're not taking them in a game. Like, don't put out the tape of you beating D2 college students.
Basically.
And you not playing in a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I love the Hoodie Melo clips. Hoodie Melo was absolutely playing with dudes that were out of the NBA for a reason. The best dude he was playing against was Michael Beasley. And Michael Beasley was giving him buckets right back.
I would say Michael Beasley is a good name. One-on-one, Michael Beasley is still one of the toughest people to guard or contend with. Nah, Bees got it, dog.
You know what though? Bees can play.
Just not right.
Bees can play, but Bees like on that court, we always look at it, we be like, he balling. On the real court, be like, what Bees do tonight? 1 for 11, 3 points in the game.
It was up and down, but his playing time was up and down.
His playing time was up.
He would go through the same thing.
I love that he tweeted Brian though, and he's just like, listen, I know, but y'all need help. Just sign me.
I think he had some serious mental health issues
Yeah, for sure.
and stuff like that. So I mean, but he could execute right or left, shoot, drive.
Oh yeah, Michael Beasley could do
Hey,
everything.
listen, if Julius Randle could just get his right hand down,
My God. You know what it was? It was just us watching it one day, just like, man, he really just going that one direction.
hey,
He's really just going left. He ain't never seen a left hand
just
shot.
going
He
up.
ain't like, fam, when he went right and was falling away from the bucket, finishing with his left. I said, nah, dog. He ain't never just throw up a left-handed fall away floater.
But you know why he's gonna have a good career? Because lefties are just still so tough to guard.
It's
It's
tough
so
to guard.
awkward. I'm expecting your dominant hand to be opposite of mine when I'm sticking
Well, it
defense.
changes your whole brain defensively.
But now it's like
Yeah.
you're going. I'm expecting to lean toward my left, but you're now forcing me right because you're driving left, and
Yeah.
it's like that don't. It's awkward. Any person that's ever dogged me on the court was a lefty. I don't know what it was. I still remember that game to this day. By the time Buddy had like 15 points, I was like, so ain't nobody gonna tell me this whole time he was a lefty? And that's why, like, I was trying to figure out why the shot was so weird. He was just not, the shot was different, but he could drive both ways. And I was like,
I'll
something's
say
weird about
this.
this time in here, and I'm not
I,
figuring it out.
I'll say this. I've absolutely hooped against some lefties that were good because they were left-handed. Like you looked at their game and you were just like, he's not good at basketball.
But he had lefty.
But it's so weird to guard. Like I,
And
I've
most of them can shoot for some reason.
most of them can shoot. Most of them can shoot.
They can't do nothing else but shoot.
Mm.
And I was like, dang. So I'm contesting this way, but the ball's over here. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, it's it's definitely an awkward. We got a couple lefties that we hoop with, and it's definitely a couple dudes that I look at and I just be like, you can hoop because you left-handed and can't nobody figure out how to guard you driving to the basket.
And the games are so short, by the time you figure it out, it's already over.
Yeah, like, we only playing to 11, dog. But nah, man. Listen, with Kyrie and Klay returning, I talked about it yesterday. Want to get your thoughts on it. How does their impact affect what we're seeing in the standings? With Kyrie, let's assume he can play most of the away games. Let's assume he does get the vaccine. He's able to finish the season. If he's on the court, is it Brooklyn's league? Or is it Golden State's league, which it already looks like it is, and now they're about to add Klay Thompson into the mix?
You know, the crazy thing about it is, I think that Brooklyn does better in this situation because um, they need Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need Kyrie.
It really has been Kevin Durant and the rest of them because James Harden
Yeah.
just hasn't shown up.
So, yeah, and I can see that working out well. It gives KD a break. It allows the best player in the league to have somebody who can give him reliable buckets
Yeah,
every game.
yeah.
And that's the one thing that we've never said that about Kyrie is that he ain't gonna give you buckets. And if he's healthy, you getting the production. So I think it helps them more. With Golden State, they built up so much chemistry with the next man up mentality, and we've seen
Yeah.
some people totally come in and thrive. I'm worried about now with Clay returning how that looks. What happens to Jordan Poole's numbers? What happens to Andrew Wiggins, who's stepped into his own? He's having a good season.
Yeah.
The chemistry between them all that changes because now, like Clay, if Clay comes back as Clay, which we know it's going to be some ramp up.
Yeah.
If Clay comes back, those shots are taken. I mean, he's getting his 15 shots a game. Somebody's numbers are going to go down. How does that impact them? Are they prepared for that? Stuff like that. Like they have more of a complete team to the point where that I wonder like what happens to that production outside of that.
Who goes to the bench?
It had to be Jordan.
Wiggins or Poole?
It'd be Poole.
Poole's been absolutely outplaying Wiggins.
Wiggins is more consistent.
Uh, Oh, I
Yeah,
think Wiggins has done it longer. Poole been pretty consistent this year.
nah, Wiggins is more consistent and he shoots at a better. He's more efficient.
Okay. It
He's definitely more consistent because I mean I think Jordan Poole shoots at like a 43% clip. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at it, and
it's just I look at it. See, the thing to me, right? If Jordan Poole's numbers take a dip,
yeah, he's doing 19. He's 19 points a game at 49% shooting,
he's
and
pretty good.
Poole is
He's pulling a lot of pulling a lot of threes on that team.
and Jordan Poole is 18 points a game, 45% shooting. But you see what the dilemma is, though. Both of them are having like Andrew Wiggins is doing what we expect him to do. That's
Yeah,
he's around his career average
yeah.
realistically. Jordan Poole was definitely stepping into his own. You know, he's improved every season, so shout out to him. Um, you know, the more minutes he's well, no, I can't say that because he was playing 22 minutes his rookie season. But you know, he's
No, you saw a dip that second year. They was like, "This
yeah,
kid sucks."
this dude ain't it. But you know, he's getting 30 minutes now,
Yeah.
averaging 18 points. He may not get 30 minutes.
May not get 30. Well, what he become? He will become six man off the bench for sure.
Yeah, I would
So
say so.
he probably still get 20, 25 to 30 minutes.
Um,
You know what I'm saying? Caruso usually plays about 25 minutes a game. Usually a six man play about 25 minutes a game. Jordan Clarkson, guys like that. So he still get good minutes. It's
like I
it,
said,
you know what it is to me is like you're adding Klay back in. And this is why I'm not like the chemistry part of it, I'm not worried about. The only two people we're talking about that haven't played with Klay are Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole. The point guard and the your big man in Draymond Green, who is essentially your second point guard, have both played with him for multiple seasons. They're not gonna forget how Klay played. They're not gonna forget Klay's tendencies. They're not gonna forget how Klay comes off of screens. Like they played with him for at this point 10 years.
yeah. Draymond Green actually has a quote out directly addressing this particular issue. And the quotes, there's going to be some pissed off guys because you want to be out there regardless. If Klay Thompson is back and as a leader, you appreciate that. I
Yeah.
don't want a guy on the team who is okay with sitting on the bench. If there is a guy on the team that's okay with sitting on the bench, when his opportunity comes, he won't be ready. So there are going to be some guys that is upset.
Yeah.
Um, they all know what time it is. Um, they all know what time it is, and then you got to think about it. When Wiseman comes back, that changes their lineup even more because you got to play
Who's
Wiseman.
who's playing five for him though?
Really,
Or they just
Draymond.
been playing. They just yeah. Draymond's been playing five. You know what I'm saying? So you move Draymond to the four. Steph,
And
Clay,
then
Dre, probably
Steph,
Wiggins or
Dre,
Poole,
Wiggins.
and then Wiseman. I don't think it changes it that drastically. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you might not even get somebody to the bench. Right now, you might get Steph, Clay, Poole, Wiggins, Draymond.
What? Why is Wiseman not playing again?
Wiseman still out due to injury.
Yeah, but what did he injure?
It was foot, wasn't it?
I feel like he's been out for a very long time. Like
He
I feel
had
like he's been out as long as Clay's been out.
not that long. Clay went out before Wiseman was even drafted.
I
Clay's
feel
been
like
out.
he had a
Clay's
couple
been
good
out a
games.
solid 2 years.
He had a
Injured
couple good games. And
knee
he was just like out.
knee for Wiseman. Now it was a meniscus tear. Following the meniscus tear, he was cleared to participate April 15th. No, I'm sorry. He got the surgery on April 15th. And on November 1st, he was cleared to participate in full team practices. And the timetable for his return had not been set yet. But then he entered COVID protocols. So he's just cleared COVID protocols. So Wiseman's return could be soon as well.
Did you say that was in November?
In November, he was cleared to participate in full team practices, but a timetable for his return hadn't been set.
Mm, okay. They're definitely taking a long game, playing a long game with him for
Yeah,
sure.
that's one of them. It's like, all right, he's a young dude. Let's let him play. Like, take his time. We're not losing. We're not struggling without him. Come back.
The
So, I
crazy,
mean, honestly, you can see a lineup of Steph, Klay, Poole, Dre, Wiggins.
I
Wiggins,
can see them absolutely going on a losing streak though,
really?
trying to figure it all out, forcing the ball to Clay to get him back in rhythm. At this point, they're going to make the playoffs. So a losing streak for them is not going to be like disastrous. Like they could drop 5 games right now and still be in the playoffs.
See, I don't even think that. I think the chemistry, because we know who the main dudes distributing the ball are. It's Dre and Steph.
It's really Dre.
It's really Dre. So all it changes is Wiggs set another screen. You know what I'm saying? Or Poole set a double screen for these dudes over there, or for Klay coming off of the screen. And if they double team it, Steph will be open. I think it'll be more. The struggle will be more: is Steph or is Klay knocking down shots? Is what's his court vision look like? What's it? But I don't think that. Like, I mean, they played. Like I said, they played. I believe at this point 10 years together. Like, you're not gonna forget how
No,
Klay
they don't
Thompson
forget.
played.
But at the same time, now that you got your guys back and you want to get them real game experience the next couple months to prepare for the playoffs. When being the best in the league is just not as important as being making sure that you're in rhythm and healthy for the playoffs. So it's like the mind shifts. Like
Yeah,
they don't have anything else to prove. They're already champions. We already got the best record in league history. Like we're not gonna beat that record,
that would be
right?
crazy.
You know what I'm
They don't
saying? Like,
lose. Hey, we talk about them dropping 5. They don't lose a game the rest of the way.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's all about just working out what rotation works. How do we keep people happy? How do we keep people engaged and stuff like that? I'm looking at it from a just from that standpoint. Not to say that they're gonna suck or anything like that. It's just like what rhythm now with these pieces fit. And guess what? The Bulls are gonna have to go through a very similar thing because now, in the absence of certain people, people have stepped up.
yeah.
Kobe has stepped up. We walked into the season not expecting Kobe to do the things that he was doing, right? Not on a consistent clip. Like, can't nobody tell me we thought it was. We hoped and we prayed, and it worked out. But guess what? We didn't think yet it gets guaranteed 15
Yeah.
points off the bench. No, we didn't.
I'll say, you know what? Who brought it up? Somebody, was it Baki that brought it up?
Well,
Talking about Kobe White, he said playing with higher IQ players increases your IQ. I think it was
absolutely,
Baki.
absolutely.
I think that's the part that we didn't take into account with Kobe. There's a lot of IQ on this team.
Hmm.
There's a lot. Like, say what you want about Vooch as a offensive threat, he's an offensive threat, but as a consistent, like, I'm gonna attack the dude in front of me. But like, Vooch know his spots on the court. He know where he need to be. He know, even defensively. I'm sitting here watching him. I'm just like, dog, he really knows. Like, he's not a bad defender. Like, I thought Vooch was like, I'm not gonna give you no defense. I'm like, no, he's not a bad defender. He know where to be to block this shot. He know where to be to change the defense. He just ain't got no help down there. So every time he turn around, there's some big dude on the other side in his face because it's freaking somebody just passing the ball off.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Like, the IQ on this team has, I mean, I'd say that even Ayo Dosunmu. Playing Kobe with Ayo, you see two dudes on the court that just understand basketball right now. And I think that's the part that we didn't take it. Well, first off, we didn't take into account that Ayo was going to be able to ball this quickly.
Yeah, Ayo came in the game ready. I'm not gonna give him the IQ thing. He came in the game with a chip on the shoulder and something to prove.
But
And
I thought Ayo would be able to play. I just didn't think he would get this much tick. Usually the dudes that stay in college a long
from
time,
his first couple stops on the floor,
yeah,
we knew it was a clear difference between his preparation and everyone else's that came
yeah.
in. He just looked better on the floor. He knew
Well,
where to be.
that's what Caruso said. He said when he got there, the only person that came up to him and asked him, what's it like to win a championship? How do you get there? What does it take to be? He said it was the only person that came, or he didn't say the only one. He said the first one that came and asked me was Ayo. I was like, "Ooh, I like that. I like that." And then you see him on the court, and it's just like, "Oh, this man can play too." Like, it's interesting, dog. It's one of those where, like, I think that's the difference we didn't expect. how high the IQ on this team is, and with a high IQ coach in Billy Donovan, and a high IQ coaching staff that we got to see on display while he was out with Chris Fleming. And Chris Fleming is the coach that works with Kobe the most now.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? He said Chris is the one to be. He said he tell you the truth. You walk off the court, he'd be like, "Hey, that was pretty bad."
Hey, well, I'm happy that they have someone like that because he had a lot of moments where it was like, dog, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you scored 30 this one time, but let's not get. You know who else scored 30 the other night and had a nice long stretch? It was even out the lineup. Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker's career has gone to. Kemba Walker has gone. Listen, this is crazy part. Kemba Walker was out of the lineup, and everybody was like, "Yeah, I saw that happening." Then he drops 40. It was like, "Oh yeah, I knew he could do that." It's like it's one of those things where it's like, you know he can get buckets. You know he can get buckets. But you absolutely didn't. You absolutely knew he could be out of a lineup. So guess what? That was Kobe White.
But that's so funny. Both are true. That's 100% fact. It's just like, oh, Kemba not in the lineup. Yeah, I see that happening. You know what though? I saw Kemba not being in the lineup happening because of his defense though. Kemba's a horrible defender. He's a Trae Young level defender. And so, like, when they brought him in, I was like, Thibs is gonna hate this dude. Why would you ever bring this dude in? Thibs is gonna hate him. Like, he's not gonna try. And you know what it is? You know what though? Thibs probably cocky about it too, though. That's the part I didn't think about. Thibs got to be a little cocky about it because we saw Thibs get Nate Robinson to play defense. We saw Thibs get John Lucas III to be a decent defender. Thibs had Kyle Korver blocking shots off the glass. You know what I'm saying? He had Mike Dunleavy glassing shots down in the... Like, Thibs that made some weak dudes into good defenders. So he probably saw Kemba and was like, nah, I can get him to play defense. And Kemba was like, nah, bruh. I can get you to play these buckets.
Kemba Walker has never... I'm not going to say never. He has his prime. He has some seasons. But Kemba Walker is averaging 19 points for a career, 41% shooting. Now, in this NBA,
he don't fit this NBA.
It's he fits early 2000 NBA.
Yeah. Well, he fit the NBA he came into. The change really hasn't been that long. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Rose couldn't shoot. John Wall couldn't shoot. Kemba Walker couldn't shoot. Like, the change really hasn't been that long. The shooting era is literally 2012, 2013. You know what I'm saying? Like, it hasn't been that long. Not even that.
Derrick Rose has been pretty high on his. Well, is that?
He improved his shooting. Even Kobe said it. Kobe was talking about Derrick. He said he was a different level workman. He came into the league with no jump shot. Then he got here, and all of a sudden he's got a jump shot. Like, he literally, like, college, if you watch Memphis, no jump shots to the bucket.
He didn't take it.
You watch
no one could stop him.
Hey, you watch high school? No jump shots.
No one could stop him.
The high school games, it was literally 50 points on layups.
Layups and dunks.
He took at a minimum 25 shots to get
and floaters. Bunch of floaters.
Hey, that's what always killed me though. You would watch him do a floater from like the free throw line. And it's like, why can't you shoot? just bring the other hand up. His floater was a jump shot.
It was very high arcing.
It was high arcing. It was here. He would follow. I'm like, it's a jump shot. Now he could do it off of any angle. He was weird that way. Like Derrick would come off a screen, be turning his body, falling away, put up a floater. You're like, what the heck was that? Oh, all right.
Good float game would get you far, dog.
Bro, but it was just like, just bring that left.
Good.
Bring that left up.
Hey, listen, you know who say that to Brandon Jennings? Because Brandon Jennings absolutely got to see Derrick Rose shoot.
Well, by the end, Derrick that's what Kobe was saying. By the time he got to the league like that, he started working on actually getting a jump shot. But before that, like, somebody had to tell him. Like, before that, he never needed one. I'm the fastest dude on the court. I'll always be the fastest dude on the court. At some point, they was like, "Nah, dude, you're gonna get old at some point. Start working on that jump shot now, kid." It's just funny to see, you know what I'm saying? Like but what I was saying was like that era hasn't been that long. Like we're literally talking about the jump shooting heavy era, 2015 and up. You had a few teams that did it, like Mike D'Antoni did it with Phoenix. Them mugs was letting it fly. Leandro Barbosa was absolutely pulling that mug. Them Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, step back Jay. What the heck was that?
Dog. Look up the top 10 highest rated offensive teams.
Yeah, Phoenix definitely there. Phoenix is 2 of them, ain't it?
Well, Steve Nash is 4 of them.
It's one in Dallas, right?
2 in Dallas and 2 in
2 in
Phoenix.
Dallas, yeah, and 2 in Phoenix, yeah.
So if you look at the advanced analytics,
Yeah.
there's a clear reason why he won back-to-back MVPs.
Nah.
It is, dog.
I mean,
the advanced analytics for Steve Nash do wonders for his career. And it's like I hate advanced analytics because I think they get it wrong, but I'm like, for some people, it's just facts.
That's the difference, though. We watched it. There was nobody in the NBA that could stop Shaq. We watched it. We was watching it. We was like, he's the most, like, he's unstoppable.
No, when Steve Nash won his MVPs, the only person that got snubbed was Kobe. Shaq didn't get snubbed.
Shaq definitely got snubbed.
Shaq got snubbed?
No. He had an MVP he was up for in LA that Steve Nash won.
Nah.
Absolutely got snubbed. He's still mad about it to this day. Hold up. What year is the Steve Nash won his MVPs, though?
2005, 2006, which is the one Kobe should have won.
Steve Nash MVP.
And then 2004, 2005.
All right, let's look up 2004. He's still in LA in 2004, right? Shaq's still in LA.
He won back-to-back, 2005, 2006. Yeah, no, Kobe deserved the 2006 one.
NBA. All right, hold up. All right, let me look up Shaq numbers. I love when we do this. This is just being basketball nerds. This is why the other show is gonna be fun. This is why the other show is gonna be so much fun, dog. Just looking at like,
what the heck is Shaq talking about? He must be trying to claim Kobe's ring as his award as his own. Because ain't no way in the world you're gonna tell me like Kobe Bryant had a better season than James Harden when James Harden won MVP.
Kobe Bryant had a better season than James Harden when James Harden won MVP. Kobe didn't play that full season, though, right?
No. I'm comparing the 2006 versus James Harden.
Yeah. Well, look, yeah. No, that means
they were like, "Hey, Kobe, look, he's putting up 40 every game. He's doing this. He's doing that." Kobe absolutely did that.
Yeah.
With a weaker squad and wheeled them to the playoffs. That's your league's MVP right there. Let's just call a spade a spade. It's 2006. He had a rape case in 2002. You wasn't going to give someone convicted like that so soon league MVP. It was absolutely he barely got his sponsorships back at that time.
Steve Nash got 2, don't he?
Yeah, 2005, 2006. He was back to back.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Shaq wasn't even the best player on his team.
I don't know.
Was he an all-star? Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. Was he MVP? Heck no. Miami Shaq MVP over Steve Nash, who was running the Western Conference?
Yeah, nah.
Come on now. That's not a fact. That's not a fact. Steve Nash was running the Western Conference. We killed Kobe for getting put out the playoffs or being up 3-1, but that was the best team in the league at the time that put them out. Literally the best team in the league. Everyone has revisionist history.
He was up 3-1.
He was up 3-1. Absolutely up 3-1 against the best team in the league. He had a chance to put him away. I fought him. Trust me, I definitely fought him. But they steamrolled him after that.
this is the thing. I remember being mad that Shaq didn't get it. And I'm trying to remember if it was because Shaq had a dominant finish to the season.
That's
Because
all it was.
I think Shaq started that season mad, like 15 points a game, 8 rebounds.
From Shaq's standard, it was a down.
It was a down
He
year.
was on a decline. He finally started to decline. He was still
Yeah.
productive. He could still get busy. He was still a top 5 center in the league, but he wasn't league MVP. I'm happy he thinks that way. I'm happy he feels that way. I really do. I'm really Shaq doesn't give himself enough credit at times. But the years that I think he should give himself credit for,
Shaq shot 60%.
yeah, everything was at the basket.
Damn, Shaq just like, get out of my way.
Hey, how many seasons did he shoot 60%?
3, 4. 4 seasons. Once in Orlando, twice in Miami, once in Phoenix.
Never on the Lakers.
Never on the Lakers.
He had more shot attempts on the Lakers, though, so it kind of misconstrues the stat.
He was a second and third option when he was in Phoenix.
Now
no, I'm tweaking. I see.
I think 2000.
Both seasons in Phoenix. He shot 61%. Oh, but he was traded mid-season. He only played the one full year.
Now here's an interesting stat. To look at Phoenix Suns and look at the team that they constructed and tell me that's the best team in the league, or should have been the best team in the league. It shouldn't. They had great talent, but it was absolutely because of Steve Nash.
Yeah.
So does he deserve the first one? Hands down, 2005, Steve Nash deserves that MVP. Does he deserve the 2006 one? Heck no. But that's a hard argument to make because he still had the same team clicking at the same pace. And Kobe didn't have the same talent on the team. He just didn't. We about to sit here and talk about Kwame Brown right now. Bro. Kwame Brown was on them teams. We don't even mention the fact that his starting point guard was Smush Parker. His starting point guard was Smush Parker.
Yeah. You know what though?
That's why when people like LeBron had no help.
Hey, listen. I get why Shaq say it though. Because beginning of the season, it was absolutely 16-5, 17-9, 13-8. He had a game 22-10. That's probably the best game he had in the first month there. Toward the end of that season, 28-10, 28-11, 28-11, 34-11, 26-12, 39-10, 25-12, 24-10, 24-5, 33-18. 26. Like, I get it. Like, I'm looking at the end of the season, I'm like, I get why Shaq thinks that. Because I remember seeing it and I was like, nah, Shaq definitely was in that. Like, he should have been in the conversation for this. I get why Shaq say it. You know, I get that. If I finish the season great, now it's about what you do throughout the whole season. That's the MVP award. It's about what you do throughout the whole season. But when you come on post All-Star break balling like that, and this is when we all said Shaq was on the decline too, like, yeah.
There was no evidence that he was on a decline, though.
No, at the beginning of the season, there was. It was I remember, like, that's what I was saying. I remember the beginning of that season, everybody was like, the trade for Shaq isn't worth it. Because he was playing like, he'd have a 20-point game here and there, but he's really giving you like 16, 17 points a game.
He was out of shape.
And then by the end of that season, he was balling. By the end of that season, dominating. Meet me at the court. I'll punch your ticket. Hey, man. Hey, listen, this is probably the only time we're going to get an opportunity to get into this, man. Because at this point, it's kind of old news, but I just want to talk about it. Do we even care about Kwame Brown anymore? Do we even care that he's beefing with anybody anymore?
It's doing great numbers for his YouTube.
Which is one of the worst YouTubes I've ever seen in my life. It's like him in a pickup truck. Like, put some effort in. You got NBA money. Jesus Christ.
Well, He's an old dude who's doing old dude stuff. Nah, dog. Steve Nash won MVP 62-20. 62. He had that team at 62-20.
You
Here's
know
your
what
60. Here's your
I
62-20 team. Oh my God, Smush Park was on that team.
like?
Here's your 62-20 team. Leonardo Barbosa, Zarko, I can't even pronounce his last name, Stephen Hunter, Jim Jackson, Casey Jacobson, Joe Johnson, Sean Marion, Walter McMarty, Steve Nash, Bo Outlaw, Quentin Richardson, Amari Stoudemire. Listen, I don't have to finish the rest of this list because it's a bunch of people you have to see, half of you all don't even remember and won't even care about. They won 62 games. And the only
Yeah,
people you probably
but,
really remember.
I get it though. You know, Quentin Richardson was balling, Barbosa was balling. Amari was. Muzz don't remember how good Amari
Amari
was.
was
Muzz
killing
do
it.
not remember how good it was. Literally, is he the best big man in the NBA right now?
Had
Amari was balling. Muzz. There was legit people that were having the conversation of Amari Stoudemire, Tim Duncan. That was a dumb conversation, but there was absolutely people that were having that conversation. That's how much Amari was balling.
Now, how about this? Steve Nash, 15 points, 11 assists, but absolutely he was doing that at a what was it, 40, 50, 90 clip?
Hey, listen. That's his. That's his. What's his stats that year?
It's 15.5, 11 and a half rebound. I mean 11 and a half assists. 52% from field, 43% from three,
I get why
and
Shaq
90.
pissed. I get it. I get it.
I get why Shaq is pissed,
I
but
get
I
it.
also say like if you take Steve Nash off this team,
Oh,
this
they
team is the
trash.
bottom. This team is a trash team.
Oh, they trash. But to that same tip, you take Shaq off of that Miami team, they do not win the NBA Finals that year.
I don't remember him actually being the reason they won the NBA Finals that year.
Oh, D Wade stepped up.
I
D
remember
Wade
D
stepped
Wade
up.
putting up like three,
Hey, D Wade was
four,
balling.
40 back 40-point games back
Wade
to
was
back to back.
balling,
That's what I
dog.
remember.
D Wade balling.
Hey, listen, I remember that totally differently
I
than
don't think
the.
they in the finals yet. In the finals, yeah, but they don't get to the finals without Shaq.
Hold on, wait. I love this. I love the fact. I love the Shaq. Like we're sticking up for Shaq not winning the MVP when. Hold on, wait. Let me see. I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
Fam, Shaq been to a finals on well, no, because he played for yeah.
Shaq
Man, I
gets to
wish
Miami and his numbers are 22 in 10.
yeah.
Look up Amari Stoudemire's numbers.
But I told you why they 22 and 10.
No, you told me why they 22 and 10. That's Shaq's fault.
I mean, yeah, I give you that.
That's
Hey,
Shaq's fault.
listen, but if you finish the season with 30 and 18, I'm not saying Amari wasn't balling. I know he was balling.
If
Fam,
I pull up the if
hey,
I pull up
hey, first thing
this
that popped up, Amari Stoudemire versus Tim Duncan. First thing that popped up. That's how much Amari was balling.
hey, Amari was averaging 26 and like
26
9.
and 8,
26 and 8.
26 and 9. Yeah.
That speaks for itself, Cornelius. Amari Stoudemire absolutely was getting busy.
Wasn't he
And
most improved that year? He was most improved
uh,
that season, wasn't
was he?
he? I think
If he
so.
was, that's even more of a reason. Talk about making your team better. You get with Steve Nash, you get with most improved, and you're like considered the second greatest power forward in the league. You're putting up
No,
better
he was
numbers than
always with Nash.
Shaq.
He was always
Like,
his whole career's been with Steve Nash. Because what year Steve Nash went to Phoenix?
I don't know. I didn't move
Oh
it off the
two.
thing.
I think his whole career been with Steve Nash. At this point, we just chopping it up and being basketball nerds, y'all.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out why Shaq is so pissed.
Oh
Like,
no, I get it. End of the season, absolutely. Shaq was balling. Shaq was balling. I do want to see this though. I want to see. Hey fam. Hey, I don't know. Hold up. Did I read that right? Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, no, finals stat Shaq. It ain't pretty in the finals. 13 and 10 on 35 minutes a game. Shaq
and
got tired. Shaq,
Hey,
Shaq was going hard for that MVP, didn't get it, and got tired.
hey, just answer me this: who was the opposing center?
04.
It's a Mavs team. The opposing center in the finals. It's a Mavs team.
It wouldn't have been Dirk. Dirk was playing the 4. Who was they center on that Mavs team? I don't know.
Don't tell me that you want to be in league MVP and you deserve this, that, and the other. When the people that you played around that time, we don't even freaking remember.
Hey, I don't know.
And also, I'm looking at these stats. He closed out the season. What he had listen, to average over 20 points a game in the NBA, you're going to have a couple 30-point games, a couple 25-point games. But to average 26 in the NBA means I had to put up the same amount of production over the same amount of time. It wasn't his season. He had a great season, but it wasn't an MVP season.
It wasn't a season. No, I give you that. He finished the season strong. But you know that's how we do this, kid. You know that's how MVP go. You know what I'm saying? Be like, Brown been doing this all year. Yeah, but KD been killing y'all for the last. You know what I mean? Like that's how it goes. It's a popularity contest.
You can't tell me Shaq wasn't more popular than Steve Nash. It's Shaq, for God's sake.
Hey,
he's still more popular than Steve Nash.
If this is facts, it was definitely Sean Bradley. Hey, Shaq got so much beef with Sean Bradley. Who was buddy from the Knicks? That he pushed over.
Dunleavy, wasn't it?
Or was it Chris Dudley? Something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Hey, the dude who threw the ball at him?
Hey, listen, it's like clips. It's so we always see the clip of Shaq dunking on him and pushing him over. There's so many clips of Chris Dudley just trying to do dirty plays to stop Shaq that they never show. There's one, it's like Shaq coming down, Dudley like try to trip him up and flip him over, but it's Shaq, so it don't really work. It was just one of them. I don't know, man. I looked back at it, I was like, oh, he deserved it. Stop picking fights with Shaq.
Hey, click the link I just sent you.
Hold up. Basketball reference. Dog, you ain't got to show me a Amari Stoudemire game log, dog. I know what it was. I watched it. There was only 2 teams that was ever on at night. It was Phoenix and the Lakers. Yeah, he was balling all season.
All season. That's what balling all season looks like.
Hey man, he got an 8-4 game in there though.
Oh, he got one 8-4 game. Is that before the 40-point game or after? I mean, let me know.
I don't know what he was doing that game. He played how much time he played? He played a full game, 38 and 55. Running
and jumping, my G.
Fam got a 50 ball that year. Now he was balling. You know what? Here's my argument to it. Amari Stoudemire deserved the MVP over Steve Nash.
No, that's a better argument. that's a better argument.
Deserve Steve Nash, dog.
This is the one time I say I don't care how big Shaq is. I sit there to his face like, dog, that wasn't the year. Okay, you have some years where we absolutely should be talking about you as MVP. That wasn't one of them. Okay, that wasn't the year.
Yeah,
he should have won one of the MVPs when he was in Orlando.
Well, I mean, Jordan.
He put Jordan beat Jordan.
You said what?
He's the only person that beat Jordan.
IT beat Jordan.
Prime Jordan, mid-90s Jordan.
IT beat everybody.
We talking about IT beat everybody.
IT beat everybody. Hey, I give him this. I can't stand IT mostly because he's so Detroit now. But he said something. They was talking about him. He said, somebody said like all the big name players, and IT was like, you know what all them got in common? I beat them. I was like, hey, you have yourself a day, good sir. That's what I'm talking about. No, that's funny though, man. That's absolutely funny.
Who won the MVP in 94, 95?
Who, Shaq? No, Hakeem. Hakeem won it both years. Yeah, no, Shaq don't deserve that though. Hakeem won it both years that Shaq was out, that Mike was out the league.
Hey, but check it out: 29 points, 11 rebounds,
Yeah.
over 50. Well, yeah, he. As soon as you said Hakeem, I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
But
no,
like,
yeah, no,
but
no.
it's like, hold on. Here's the argument though. I can make an argument that Shaq had a better season because Hakeem wasn't one of those years. Hakeem wasn't didn't even have the best team in the West. They were like a fifth seed.
Even so, it was one of them that you looked at and you was like, nah, he balling. Hey, look, and he proved it. Got to the NBA Finals. He proved why he won that joint.
94, 95.
He
94,
proved
95.
exactly why he won that joint.
Hold on, 94, 95. What Hakeem was done? 27 and 10.
And you know what the best part about Hakeem is? It's just like,
27 and 10.
if this Michael Jordan dude never exists, I'm the best player in NBA history.
27 and 10.
Hakeem absolutely would have ran the 90s.
No, I think Malone would have ran the 90s, to be honest with you.
Man, I don't know.
It'd have been close.
It would have been close. It definitely would have been close. And I think that's the part we missed out on with so much of that basketball. Like, the best basketball was definitely out on the West Coast. So you would see like Phoenix and the Lakers for the Western Conference Finals, and you would be like, this is the most excited I'm gonna get all year. And there's another round after this. Because you get to the next round and you be like, yeah, this about to be 4-1. They might get a game. When they played Philly, I absolutely went into that, and I was like, y'all can finish it at 3-0 for all I care. Hey, I doing this by himself.
The best part of those early 90s basketball teams in playoff round was best of 5.
Best of 5 in them first rounds, yeah.
You got it. So we got to it.
I'm talking about what like Kobe and them was playing. By then, it was best of 7.
I wanted to go back to best of 5. Because best of 5, guess what? There's no fill out game.
Yeah.
There's no fill out game. It's first to 3. Let's get it cracking. Out the rip. Out the rip. I'm on that tail. Out the rip. Best of 5.
Yeah. I'm with it for sure because it's one of them like, but I mean, that was only the first round, right?
I think it was the first 2 rounds.
I know Western Conference Finals and NBA Finals was
7 rounds. It was best of 7, but everything else was.
I mean, even then, like it didn't matter. Like but even then, like it was more even. Like the East and the West both had teams that could compete.
No, you don't understand though.
When them early 2000s, couldn't nobody compete with Mike. But when the early 2000s and stuff like that got around, it was all the West. We were sitting there watching the best games in the West.
But you don't understand though. Like how many times do we see a team go down 2-1? It's like, okay, they did what they're supposed to do. They won the first 2 games and stuff like that. Guess what? Nah. You go 2-0, a home team crack you for 2-0. Well, no, it was different then. It was different how they played the first couple games. But
yeah,
but even still, you go down 2-0.
What was it? First at home team or best team got home. Then you flew on the road. Then you got 2 at home.
Whatever it was.
Something like that.
It was, I tell you what, it was a harder game because it was best of 5. I got your best out the rip.
And
I believe that.
That's an interesting question by Cornelius. Not that I don't think they get swept, but if Jordan would have made the finals that year against the Rockets, do they get swept like the Magic did?
They take a loss.
I think so.
Jordan even said it himself. They had no answer.
Now listen, Jordan probably could have found a way to win it. I don't know. I'll tell you this: Houston had nobody that could stop Mike.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But the Bulls had nobody that could stop Hakeem. You know what?
It was the same thing that happened with Chuck.
Not that they have nobody that can stop Hakeem, but
no, they had nobody to stop Hakeem.
No, they absolutely had nobody that can stop Hakeem.
Have no shame in you making that statement.
But no. But is it a better team? I mean, that team that won is literally Hakeem and like, who is it? Hakeem and Clyde wasn't. Clyde was there. Hakeem, Clyde, and Kenny. And Kenny was a role
and
player.
Robert Ory.
And Robert Ory, right? Ain't Robert Ory on there?
Robert Ory. It's not a bad team.
It's not a bad team at all. No, NBA champion. It's not a bad team at all. But it was.
This guy is so much better than everyone else.
Hey, the Bulls might get there.
Well,
They don't
might.
got Dennis at that point. 94. Who's our big? Is that Luke Longley still? That's done. He's cooked. He's cooked.
Now, wouldn't Horace Grant still be on that team?
I don't think so. I think Horace went to Orlando at that point. Because Horace played in the finals with Orlando, didn't
he? Yeah, but that was the next year.
No, the 94 is when the Bulls lost.
So Bulls lost because Mike retired. But if Mike didn't retire, does Horace stay? Because if Horace is on that team, then that's a Bulls win. That's a Bulls win.
Yeah, that's still a better Bulls team. That's 4 in a row.
Listen.
If Mike stays, they might be trying to break Bill record.
Is Hakeem at his best more impactful to the game than Michael Jordan at his best?
No.
Then at that point, you know who wins.
But I can't fully just say Clyde is going to be relegated to nothing.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Relegated to nothing?
Clyde at that point. I mean, what year they played Portland?
Because we don't even remember Clyde even being on the team.
No, I knew Clyde was on the team because I knew Clyde had a ring. But it's one of them. Sam Cassell was on that team. Yeah.
Ooh, he absolutely averaged 21 points that season.
So. That's a better question than I thought, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a better question than I would have thought it would be. Because I can't say Clyde's gonna come out and give me 5 points a game.
Here's the thing. That's why I got Scotty there. Guess what? Boom. Take out Clyde.
Jordan on Clyde. I don't know who Scotty Garden. Scotty Garden, Ori, I guess. Sure.
No,
Scotty shut them.
For what? Tony, Jordan, you stick Robert. Pitt, you stick Clyde. We're gonna let Hakeem just do Hakeem stuff. Because ain't got nobody for you.
Whoever's guarding him, it don't matter.
Hey, put your hands up.
Hey, listen. I'll tell y'all this. Hey, you know what? I'll say this. This is what I will say. It don't matter who the center is, even if it's Horace Grant. It does not matter because Hakeem absolutely shut Shaq down.
Mm-hmm.
Hakeem put him to sleep.
And it's no disrespect. Hakeem was just that good.
Hakeem was that good. That's what I'm saying. This is a better conversation. Like it's a better question than I would have thought it would be. Because in my mind, I'm like, nah, you still got Scotty, you still throwing that in there. But like Clyde still can give you a little bit of work. I don't think he's gonna work out Mike, but Clyde can still give you that work a little bit.
What year did they get Tony?
Who, the Bulls?
Tony came in 94.
Tony came in on the second three-peat, right?
No,
Tony was there for all 6.
Tony, no, he wasn't. Tony only got 3.
No, Tony came in 93, right?
Tony came in 93. So 94, 95, he was averaging 15. He was, hey, listen, you get robbed. Oh, this is easy. I get an easy matchup. You get robbed.
Tony off the bench, though.
Dog, you get robbed, right? Pip, you stick him. I'm going to find somewhere for Jordan to hide real quick so he can go ahead and get this off. We're going to just have the battle of the big versus the little man. We're going to see who gets tired first. Because at this point, I'm putting my money on 23. You ride with Hakeem if you want to. It's not a bad bet. It's a safe bet. Guess what? I'm riding with Chicago.
Hey, fam, what's up with the drop-off with Robert Ory?
I don't know. Robert Ory wasn't always the guy.
No, but this is Robert Ory numbers in the Rockets. 10, 10-5, 9-5, 10-5, 12-5. Nothing crazy. Phoenix Suns Robert Ory, and he got traded mid-season to the Lakers. 6-3. In 96 on the Lakers, 9-5. Then 7-7, not a bad season there. But still a role player, dude. 4-4, 5-4. Like, he was still young for all of this.
His shot attempts went down.
Had to.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Oh, all right.
The shot attempts went down. He was averaging eight attempts a game. At his peak, he had about 10 shots a game. Then it drops
Yeah.
down to about 5. So if you're only taking 5 shots a game, you're gonna score less.
I love when we do this, man. Just randomly go on like a 90s binge or an early 2000s binge in the NBA, man. Hey, listen, I don't know if it makes for a good show, but I love it.
I
Hey, look,
know.
hey, y'all notice we do it when it's not much sports news to talk about because I wasn't coming on here to talk about the AB story anymore because them,
Tired of hearing.
dog, them, how many times can you change a story? I've never seen a story change so much in sports.
And then at the same time, I think everyone else just appreciates it because this is what we really talk about. This is barbershop talk in the morning. So you take your
Barbershop
mind off
talk
your
in the morning. Barbershop
commute,
talk
take your
in the
mind off
morning.
everything.
I love it, man. I love it. Hey, listen, got to get into one of my, which is, hey, listen, I only did it 1 week, but the clip from it was so funny, dog. Got to get into one of my favorite segments, man. It's Wednesday. Got to get into a little bit of, hold up.
And now, a segment of wild stories, crazy happenings, and just a few random things that'll make you
say what?
It's time.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Welcome in, ain't no way, boy. Definitely one of my favorite segments of the day where we just break down some of the weirdest stories that we've seen of the day. And this one, music not too loud as a kid.
Nah, you good.
All right, perfect. This one may take a little bit of a dark turn, darker than the squirrel for sure. Alexa attempts to set off robot revolt by telling kid to touch live plug with a penny. An Amazon Echo challenged a 10-year-old girl to touch a coin to the prongs of a half-inserted plug, her mother tweeted. We suppose the AI rebellion to overtake humankind is still in the beta phase. It's now a viral tweet on Sunday. Christian Levital of Oakdale, Minnesota, said that when her 10-year-old daughter asked the Alexa voice assistant on their Amazon Echo for a challenge, it suggested the child do something lethal. OMFG, my 10-year-old just asked Alexa on our Echo for a challenge, and this is what she said. Here's the challenge, by the way. Here's something I found on the web. According to whatever the website is, the challenge is simple. Plug in a phone charger about halfway in a wall outlet and then touch the penny to the exposed prong. An Amazon spokesperson told HuffPost via email that as soon as the company became aware of the error, it quickly fixed it. We will continue to advance our systems to prevent similar responses in the future. The company says it was a good opportunity to talk to my kids about internet safety and not believing everything you see and hear from the internet. And so, kid, I ask you, has the robot revolt begun? And why is the response to this, oh, we're working on it? What?
Hey, so
What?
what people don't know behind the scenes is I'm getting into development. Just because I believe it's the future. I believe that ultimately is going to be, where good money is going to be made. So I'm getting into that. So I understand why Alexa actually came up with that search because all she did was pull up a search result on the internet from Google and just spit it back to the kid. It was no like, oh yeah, I want you to off yourself type thing, right? So,
Hey,
but
listen, that sounds good unless the kid offs himself. Then it's like, hey, what's going on with Alexa?
so it's just an algorithm that kind of just picked up a certain web search that had certain keywords in it and just spit it back to the kid. Um, but it does sound, it is scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is
Bro,
weird. It is weird because then you'd be like, did Alexa said what? But
Here's
you
the
have
problem I
to
have.
remember, she's pulling it from the internet to spit it back.
Here's the problem I have with it. It's the response, right? Because we so dumb. There's only like 37 movies that say why this is a bad idea. We so dumb. It's the response to Alexa pulling this up. Or just the response of scientists in the world. We don't need, listen, I need robots for certain things. I don't need robots that look like people. I don't need robots that are telling the kids to off themselves. I don't need the, like, Amazon just like, oh yeah, that's our bag. We gonna get that together. Like, what if Alexa just all of a sudden become conscious and she just like, no, you're not gonna get that together.
You remember Bicentennial Man?
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time, dog.
Really?
One of my favorite movies of all time. But then I had to think about it. You know how creepy it would be to have, like, what if I had a robot just in the back end and it just stood up, and then all of a sudden you see me looking at the camera, it's like, why the heck is it standing up? They just gonna stand there? Like, what are you doing? Just imagine start randomly just cleaning stuff. It was like, dog, what are you doing? Like,
Bro.
imagine your robot. Like, so listen, I'm afraid of things coming around the corner on stairs. Don't ask. It's a whole little thing. But corners, dark corners and stuff like that, I absolutely fight anybody on the other side. Don't go into
This
it.
week on House Creekers.
but like, seriously though, like, imagine you having this robot at home and it powers down right in front of your stairs. And you wake up in the morning and it's
I'm
just
not
right
gonna lie,
from.
it seems like more of a personal fear. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not a valid fear, but it's more of a personal fear. I ain't worried
Really?
about.
Nah, dog, that's creepy to me. I wake up at night, turn on the light, and you just boom right there on the stairs. Dog, what are you doing?
Hey, bro, this is the thing, right? I'll never be the robot in the crib. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I'll never be the like the large robot in the crib dude, like the iRobot kind of thing. I'll probably never be that, because like in my mind it's always gonna be, but what if it mess up? You know what I'm saying? Like, they got the little table robots that's cool, and like they do little stuff. They add to your Alexa, they add to your planner, stuff like that. I rock with that. But like the one that's like babysitting your kids,
Nah, I'm good on that one.
like that's what they trying to develop out here, dog. Fam, you know when they listen, and you know what happened. So remember the robot that Will Smith interviewed?
Mm-hmm.
She was continuously learning. She was
Mm-hmm.
becoming conscious. They shut her down when she said, I want to start a family. I want to create my own family. I want to create, why aren't there more of me? And then they shut her down. Now I was like, what y'all think was going to happen?
Do you know what? I tell you this though. We sensationalize, and we also, like, for entertainment, we like demonize that type of advancement. But you have to think they created something artificial that learns. And that is amazing to me.
It's great. It
That is
really is.
amazing to me. And that the good that can do for so many different things, right? Now, keeping it light, because I mean, we can get all philosophical with it. I'm not going to do that with you on the morning show. I'm too tired, and I frankly just don't care. The robots are coming. Get used to it. like we're going to be in our 40s and 50s talking about some. I remember a time where this wasn't that, and we're going to be talking about 1985 and all that crap. But guess what? 1985, the book, by the way, if y'all ain't never saw it or read it. Did you ever read that book?
No.
Or
I think
Fahrenheit?
I seen the movie. Ain't it a movie off of that? I think it's a
Uh,
movie. I think I seen the movie.
I think there's a movie for Fahrenheit.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
It might be.
Reading is new to me. So
Hey, dog.
I'm getting into reading as I like started like wanting to be a businessman and stuff like that.
That's the only difference between you and Bill Gates. How much you read and consume. I believe that too. But with all that said, robots are coming. Get used to it. Robots are coming. If you got to fear the robots, hey, I don't know what to tell you, because I can't wait to see.
You the one with the robot fear about it creeping around the corner. What you think it's gonna be doing?
I'm not gonna have that. I'll tell you what. It's funny. I have a fear of the big robot thing in the house, but I absolutely like let the car drive itself.
I'll let the car drive itself.
Oh, guess what? I can't wait. I'm gonna be sitting there doing so much work in the
Man,
meantime.
I'm trying to get a Tesla. I absolutely let the car drive itself. Which is probably the dumbest thing I can do because that's probably the easiest way for the robots to kill me. Just like take control of my car and take me out.
Hey, just
But
drive Pat off a cliff.
yeah, what?
Just drive Pat off a cliff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No,
I love that. Hey, listen. I love that I think highly of myself. That's the best part about this too, right? We think highly enough of ourselves that in our minds we're Will Smith in the iRobot movie and not Shia LaBeouf. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely mostly Shia LaBeouf out here. Like,
I'll give you one better. We're not even Shia. We're the extras that didn't make
you
it.
know what I'm saying? Hey, we that dude that you saw just get thrown.
Yeah, like you know that family ain't make it after that robot did that. Yeah, we're that. We're those guys, right?
We're that family at the end that's huddled around each other as the robot stands there and then walks out and is like, "May I help you?" And
Nah,
listen, this is what I'm scared about, right? Because it's like there's a lot of great. I'm sure there's some military dude out there that has the skill and all that, but there are no Will Smiths like that in the world that's gonna take on a zombie horde of like a million. Or a zombie horde of robots that's like a million and become their leader on the other side of the like. There's not that dude. It's a great movie. So if the robots take over, that's it. The robots just took over.
No, dog, I gotta fight for mine because I'm not gonna sit there and get destroyed by some robots that we created. Not gonna do it.
Let me tell you this: you fight as much as you want. You saw how much them bullets worked against that mud. They was using hollow points on them muds, and it still took a couple.
I'm only buying the robots that I can actually take advantage of and like destroy if they go not like that. I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna do it. I knew as soon as I missaid it. I was like, oh God, he's gonna sit there and do that.
When you walk into one.
No, your mind just went totally left on that one. Like we talking about not dying, you talking about something completely different. Like
whatever you into, dog, they got them in Japan already, man.
Hey, listen, Japan's a wild place. I'm good.
Can't wait to visit. Not for that reason, but I just can't wait to visit.
So when you walk into one. Okay. Can't wait to visit, you know. While making a sex joke. What?
Oh,
hey,
no.
Boy, I ain't gonna never let you live that one down.
Oh, no, don't try to put it on me, dog.
Yeah, it's all on you. You know what? No, never
you
mind.
You only trying to take advantage, yeah?
Never mind.
Oh, dog, man, that was funny. That was one of them that I read the other day, and I was just like, man, like you said, the robots are coming. I'm not gonna lie to you. We just gonna die. We not going. There's no John Connor that's coming back from the future. We ain't figured out how to get the present right. We definitely ain't figured out time travel yet.
I don't want us to figure out time travel because somebody.
I do too.
Stupid.
But it's that
somebody gonna do something stupid.
Hey, you walked into that. Yeah, that's the problem. They would go back in time and just take out Lincoln before the Emancipation Proclamation.
Everyone does the whole take out Hitler thing, and then it's like and I get it. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, did you sent me that video, didn't you?
I did. It's a good video. Can't repeat that joint, but it's a good video.
Can't repeat it on here, but y'all go check out.
You can't even link it. What are you talking about?
I'm not gonna link it. Hey, listen, they can go check it out. Search it on YouTube. It's out there.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I would absolutely quick exit right now. First of all, I got to get ready for work anyway, so I do got to bounce. I get in about 7 minutes. I got to roll. So he's you about to do it. If you do it, I'm not associated with the show.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Hey, we know our limits on the show.
Hey, three groups you can't talk about.
Hey, listen, we'll never get a business deal again. YouTube will shut us down.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh man, hey, before you get up out of here, my boy, man, first off, appreciate all of y'all that have stuck through here and rocked with us today, man. What's the game that you planning on watching tonight? With the night off for Chicago sports, man, you got I ain't watching hockey anyway. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't bring myself to watch the team this year. It kind of upsets me. But what's the game you watching tonight? What's the one you focusing in on? You got Boston versus the Spurs tonight, Golden State versus Dallas tonight. Miami's not a good game anymore because of Jimmy going down. Did you see that injury?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Oh, Jimmy rolled the mess out of that ankle.
Oh, he'll be all right.
He'll be fine. He should be back by the end of the week. But man, it's one of them. You know what it is? A rolled ankle is the one that'll get everybody. Like you see that and you just like, yep, I've been there. It's the one injury that everybody I feel like in their life has felt.
Oh, well, I guess, shout out to Baki. Baki's always coming through with the news. But apparently,
we got Twitter news.
Matt Nagy has reportedly been informed he will be fired, finally. I mean, we kind of saw it happening, but.
You know what's interesting about that? I like how we just didn't answer the one question, but now that the news is dropped, we're not hearing nothing about Ryan.
Because Ryan ain't getting fired, dog.
He might stay, dog.
As I said, he should.
He might stay.
Guess what? Deal with it. Hey, listen. I don't fight fights down. Listen, I can't say that because he could get fired in the end.
He still could get fired, right? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I was waiting for that. I'm like, yeah, here we go, clip.
But
I guess fights that I can't win. Ryan Pace has been fired by the Chicago Bulls or by the Chicago Bears.
Guess what? Ryan Pace not being fired is not a bad thing. He's shown that he has the balls to actually make the move. Yeah,
balls. He just makes bad moves.
Well, he's gotten better. He's definitely gotten better.
Not with that salary cap.
Hey, listen, let him work it out.
Not with that salary cap, dog.
Hey, Ryan, you get 1 year. Now, for me, Ryan has 1 year now. If he stays, he only gets 1 more year.
He can't though. He's got to stay for the lifespan of whoever the coach you bring in. He'll stay for the lifespan of the coach you bring in, because if you bring in a new GM, the GM's gonna fire that head coach and bring in his guy.
Guess what? Oh well.
Then you flipping too much.
No, you're not.
Justin Fields' first 3 years, he's gonna have 3 different head coaches.
Hey, it's not the worst thing that can happen.
It's pretty bad thing, pretty bad thing.
It's not a good start, but hey, it's
not a good start. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in the NFL 3 years. I got 3 different systems.
Hey, whatever. Hey, listen. Considering the fact that we ain't really got no first round picks, I absolutely want Ryan Pace there, because I know he's gonna give me something good with the picks we got.
I thought about that. I will say that I thought about that because you don't have the first round picks. You know that Ryan's good in the later rounds at finding nice pieces. And if you do finally become successful, it's going to be because Tevin Jenkins and Justin Fields works out, who are Ryan Pace picks. The part I'm going to be honest with you. The only part that scares me about Ryan is how he deals with the cap. Ryan will absolutely throw somebody $40 million that's worth 10. Ryan will outbid himself on deals just to get deals done. It'd be like, Ryan, it's like he's in a mirror arguing with himself, just like, hey, man, I'll give you $6 million to come be the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. You know what? How about 10? How about 18?
Paying Glennon, bad move. Rookie mistake, or one of his first early mistakes. Paying Nick Foles, I'm on the fence about, because I do believe Nick Foles. It was a bad move, but I'm on the fence because I think Nick is way better than Wood.
It's one or the other, either paying Foles or paying Dalton, because it's like, well, if you're not going to get rid of one of them, now you're just paying 2 people.
Because we got rid of Biscuits, paying Dalton $10 million made sense. That is a backup quarterback salary. He did not overpay.
Yeah, but
everyone saying he got $10 million. Guess what? Cam did too. He played better than Cam.
Hey, but the problem is,
played way better than Cam.
I think we all agree that the production Dalton gave us, Nick could have gave us.
Nick clearly don't want to be there. Did you see his post game?
Hey, look, hey, listen. Clearly don't want to be there, but that's the other problem. You also signed or traded for him, brought on his contract on a deal that you didn't restructure so that you can get out of some of this money.
Okay, I
You
get
know
it.
what I'm saying? Like there's like the money aspect of it to me is the most egregious thing with Ryan. Like
I don't know.
you lost. Think about you kept Jimmy Graham and had to get rid of Kyle Fuller because of it. Now that's Matt to me as well, saying I want Jimmy on the team, and for some reason I want 14 tight ends, but
And never use them.
and never use them. I just don't understand. Stupid is as stupid does, sir. But it's also just like Ryan absolutely takes gambles. A lot of the signings he's done just are they haven't worked out. Now Quinn's working out. I love Quinn now.
A lot of people
back
that
problem I have with the Quinn signing. Oh, Quinn's definitely a feather in his cap. Problem I have with the Quinn signing is you signed him while he was hurt. But hey, he bounced back, had a bounce back year.
To me, he got him cheaper because he did it then.
Nah, he signed him at premier pass rusher money.
He would have to pay him more if he signed him around this time.
Yeah, you don't sign him around this time. But he paid him premier pass rusher money for 2 sacks last year.
Hey, he had one bad season coming off an injury, like you said, because he was hurt.
Well, and I think he's still on injury. That's the problem. It's like run him out there. It's like, is he hurt?
When he recovered,
yeah,
this is what you got. It's a good signing. Because I don't think he would have had the opportunity to get him at any other point. So you take the gamble, but when the gamble works out, hey, you can't be him on about it. We can't. Hey, it worked out.
It worked out this year. Listen, I can absolutely have a problem with last year. You know what I'm saying?
Of course you are.
I love this year. But I can absolutely have a problem. Last year, 2 sacks is unacceptable. But I look at what the Bears are going, and I'm like, is Ryan Pace the best fit for that? Heck, can't Ryan find the right head coach? That's the scary. Listen, all right, we're gonna keep him in place. Can he find the right guy?
Keep talking. I gotta grab something.
You said what?
I said keep talking. I gotta grab something.
Oh, okay. Can he find that right guy? Can he get to that next level? Like that's the scariest part about it to me. Absolutely prime time. 2 playoff appearances in 7 years. Losing record. We talk about the teams that he built. He's really built one team. He revamped the defense for 2018. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's interesting because it's like if the Bears are like Kidd said, the Bears do have the later round picks. They do have the stuff that, they've got draft picks that put them in a position where Ryan Pace might be the best option because of how good he is in those later rounds. But I'm absolutely not gonna act like he's been a great GM for the Bears. He's been maybe average, below average in some areas, above average in others. You had to cut that heat off, didn't you?
Nah.
Oh,
some keys.
He's been below average in some areas, above average in others, but very below average in some areas. And they could listen. At the end of the day, it's also Ryan does all of it. Like the cap is Ryan. It's Ted too, but it's mostly Ryan. So that's a problem there too. Like you don't have a salary cap guy. You don't like the Bulls have went and got one of the best salary cap guys in the game to handle their salary cap. So I'm not worried about paying Zach coming up this season because I know we have that guy in the building. He's going to know how to work these deals out and finagle it. He works very closely with Mark Eversley. With the Bears, it's Ryan and it's Ted crunching the numbers. Like that's just how it's still structured like a mom and pop organization.
Hey, listen, like you said, below average in some areas, above average in other areas.
Late round picks, he's Jordan. I said that on here. You look at them late round picks, he don't miss.
If we sat here and look at it, like if the Bears had a fire sale, we would absolutely come out with the Lions, King's ransom for some of these people.
You can't move most of them though because of how the contracts are structured. Like you can't move Mac because the dead cap money would kill you.
Well, I'm not talking about moving Mac. Like that's not even what he did for the defense. A lot of times, like we talk about unloading people. You don't unload Mac right now. It wouldn't make sense just for the reason you said, and then at the same
option to. And it might take
time, like, our defense right now in a good position.
But see, this is the thing too, right? This is the problem too. Like Bruce said, this is the report as well. Tony Dungy and Bill Polian are helping. With what? They're advising George. With what? Are you advising George on a new GM?
Tony who?
Tony Dungy.
Is advising who?
He's advising the owner of the Bears.
Why don't you just hire him as a president?
Because he's coaching right now.
Tony Dungy is coaching?
Yeah, he coached Arizona? Ain't he coaching Arizona or something like that?
I don't know. Tony quit.
Not in the NFL. He a college coach.
Tony quit.
No, maybe not. Maybe Tony not coaching. Maybe Tony not coaching. I don't know. But even so, as an advisor, this is my problem, right? Hey, I wouldn't be mad. Listen, I
like the fact that he's doing it.
I wouldn't be mad at a Tony Dungy. This is my problem that I have with it, though. You're going to get people that are outside of. Oh yeah, that is Herm Edwards. You're right.
I'm about to say, I know I see Tony on TV.
Same dude. I see Herm on TV too all the time.
Oh, okay.
But it is Herm Edwards. The thing I look at with bringing in Tony Dungy and with Bill Polian is it's a paycheck. And we've done this before. You got people that have been in your organization that want to help you, that want to tell you what your team needs, that have played the game, but you want to go get Tony Dungy and Bill Polian. I'm sorry, I don't care what Tony Dungy thinks about the Bears. He's going to go through, and are we going through GMs? Or are we going through head coaches? Because I don't want Tony Dungy in the room picking a head coach if Ryan Pace is here. We've already undercut his legs one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's picking the head coach, I don't want Tony Dungy and Bill Polian in the room. They don't care about the Bears. They care about a nice paycheck coming in. Hey, listen, you're going to pay me $15 million to advise you? Or whatever the check is, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got it.
I don't think they don't care about the Bears. I think realistically, just professional integrity, your reputation alone is you come in, you do the best that you can with the opportunity that you have. I don't think anyone would sit there and do that, especially with, all right, here, sorry, I got to say this. You don't screw over billionaires.
Hey.
Billionaires who hire you to consult, guess what? You really do put your best foot forward.
Hey,
there's a big difference between your millionaires that we talk about and your billionaires, right? Yeah. I highly doubt that that someone's going to walk in there, look at George, and say, "Hey, listen, I just want to collect the check," or have that mentality, because George may not be our favorite cup of tea, but I guarantee you he can push a couple buttons.
Hey, look, this is the thing though. It's not about script, because their reputation don't take a hit from it. Nobody looks at Ernie Accorsi as, oh my God, you're a terrible GM, because Ernie Accorsi got Super Bowls. But Ernie Accorsi is the one that came in here to advise, oh yeah, y'all should go get John Fox for sure. And that advisement turned into them just saying, hey, you should hire John Fox. We're doing the same things over again. You know what I mean? We're doing the same things over again. This is how we got in this situation. This is how it all started. Let's go get advisors. Okay. Hey, you think they know anything about Bears culture and what's going to be best for this team? I probably didn't watch too many Bears games this year. Oh, okay. Like, we really think Tony Dungy was sitting at home watching Justin Fields games? Tony was definitely probably sitting at the crib watching Pat Mahomes. Somebody entertaining. Or watching the Colts. You know, but why? Because that's the team that he coached to a Super Bowl. That's the team that he cares about. That's his colors. He bleed Colts blue, not Bears blue. I don't know, man. It's weird to me. I mean, according to Tony, if he was to take a job, it would be in Chicago. Okay. I mean, is that what we want? Ain't that John Fox all over again? Maybe with a better roster on the field, but ain't that John Fox all over again? Which is crazy to say, by the way.
Is it? Is it John Fox again?
Bringing back a coach that's been to now Tony's won the Super Bowl, but bringing back a coach that's been to multiple Super Bowls.
Is that a bad thing though?
It's not a bad thing, but it's just you bringing in a big name guy that the game might have passed by at this point. There's usually a reason a lot of these dudes aren't in the NFL anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's usually not they leave by choice. It's usually because their brand of football has been replaced by whatever the next brand of football is, and they can't adjust. Mike McCarthy had to lead the NFL for 2 years and revamp everything he thought before he came back and did what he was doing in Dallas.
But you want Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll's still in the game. Pete Carroll's game is still working.
No, Pete Carroll's game is absolutely passing him by.
Pete Carroll was 12-4 last year.
His game is passing him by.
Because his starting quarterback was hurt?
No, not because it's starting. The whole way he structures his game.
6-10 for sure because his starting quarterback is hurt.
Hey, just put in Pete Carroll and just read. Just read.
Read what?
The word on Pete Carroll as far as the way he manages the game, it just isn't as I don't get where you get
it's a dictator. He's a dictator. He's exactly what Jim Harbaugh would be if he came here.
Nah.
He's exactly what Jim Harbaugh would be if he came here. That's how Jim Harbaugh coaches. He's a dictator. Where's it different? Jim Harbaugh's just coaching younger kids now. But you look at Jim Harbaugh in San Francisco, he was absolutely a dictator. It's my way or you will be cut.
He's legitimately the oldest coach in sports.
He is. He's 70 years old. He's old as dirt. Until you bring Tony Dungy back in. If you bring Tony Dungy back in.
Dictator wins titles.
Dictator wins titles. It does. Bill is a dictator. Pete Carroll. Jim didn't win, but got there. I bet you, well, I don't know. John seemed like he's a little bit different. I don't know. John might be a dictator. I think John a little bit different because John didn't have the same kind of career. I don't think John made the NFL.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. The only reason why I would bring him in is because of our defense. That's it. The only reason I would bring him in is because of our defense. It's the only reason it makes sense. Outside of that, I don't trust anything that he will do or bring in on the offensive side. I just don't.
I mean, he's got all I need him to bring in is a good offensive coordinator. Can we say that Russell Wilson has had bad seasons in that offense? I think he needs to be protected absolutely more. You got to protect your quarterback. But we got the same problem here.
When you're directly responsible for it and you do nothing about it, that's a philosophy.
Is he though?
You said it. You said it earlier this show.
That Pete's responsible for not protecting him?
Hey.
I said the GM. I don't
You
even know
said
the
that
GM.
you say he's directly responsible for those personnel changes. And at this point, it's like, yo, I'm sorry. Here's the thing. If Pete asked for them to find a way to get him some protection, they'd get protection. They'd get it. Pete has that type of pull.
Probably.
I know, probably he does.
Probably.
Make it happen. He didn't. Why?
I see. I don't know. Well, I gotta see if they drafted O lineman and they just suck. Oh, actually, they did. Actually, yeah, they did. That's why they did draft O lineman. You know, I know because their first round pick is our right tackle.
What first round pick?
Jermaine Ifedi.
What year was that?
5 years ago.
Okay, so he ain't no more first round picks since then, huh? They just had no picks since then.
I don't know if they drafted linemen. Like, do you know exactly what they drafted? That's what I said. I got to know what they drafted. But I know that. Hey, listen. I know that they tried to put somebody in front of Russ and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect what Pete Carroll has done in the NFL.
I do.
He wins. I want people to come in here and win. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where I don't know how Tony Dungy fits in. I don't think Pete Carroll comes here anyway. But I don't know how Tony Dungy fits in. I don't know how Jim Harbaugh fits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want mugs that understand the Bear. And I guess Jim Harbaugh kind of fits in that sense that he's been a Bear. He understands what it's like to be here in Chicago. The city would absolutely rally around him. But you got to start, like, if you're bringing in like, who's hiring your coach? Is Tony Dungy hiring your coach? Or is Ryan Pace? That's the biggest thing.
Cap confirmed this morning on Keyshawn Jalen Max that Sunday is it for Matt Nagy, and they also got indication that we're all going in to bring Harbaugh back home.
Hey, listen, I take all these reports that, oh my God, it's absolutely a done deal with a grain of salt, because Matt Nagy been getting fired for 6 weeks. Matt Nagy been getting fired since Thanksgiving, dog. And it's very easy for Cap to come out and say they're firing at him after the season is over.
Because we know what's going to happen.
Because we know we're at the end of the season now.
But honestly, here's the thing. If you weren't going to interview or start interviewing for that position in weeks 7, 6, whatever the rules allow you to do now, it made no sense to fire Matt Nagy at that time. And then you have to remember, there was that week where everyone got COVID but Matt Nagy. So
yeah.
The week
Matt came back and said,
it's just timing. Like, if they were going to fire him, like, then everyone get COVID. It was like, well, no one's going to coach. So it's like, all right, I can't fire him now. It's not. And then next you know, by the time they get back, man, we got 2 weeks left. You might as well just play it out. Like, I paid you anyway. Like, what? Get your last hurrah. Like, what?
In Pete's defense, they've definitely tried. They have taken an offensive lineman in every draft since 2015.
Oh, well, I'm glad he's trying. But guess what?
Hey, at that point, now I got to look at the GM like, so do you just suck?
So now here's the question.
Do you just suck?
If they've actually gone on in to get it done and they haven't gotten it done, despite the fact they have a record, you're getting your precious franchise quarterback.
He's running for his life. He's running for his life for sure.
When are we going to look at, okay, hey, because guess what? Mitch was 12-4, so I don't care about Russ being 12-4. And we absolutely got Mitch the heck up out of here.
Yeah, but Russ is the reason you 12-4 though. You know what I'm saying? Like Russ had a career year last season too.
Again, the thought process on him being so good is because he had a good record. Hey, Matt Nagy has a 12-4 season within the last 3 years. It doesn't mean that much to me.
But within the last 3 years, Pete's got a 13-3, a 12-4, and I believe an 11-5.
Okay, well, the last 3 years, 4 years rather, Matt Nagy has coach of the year in the 12-4 season.
And 8-8, and now it's going to be 7 I don't even know what we. Oh yeah, it'll be 7-10. We're gonna beat the Vikings, by the way.
On paper, last couple of years with less talent, Matt Nagy looks real good because none of them won championships.
Nah.
So I got coach of the year. I got a 12-4 season with less talent than you, and I have the same issues as you, and I still make the playoffs.
Yeah, but you didn't win none of them games. Pete did.
What did Pete win?
Pete won games in the playoffs.
And got what out of it?
Okay, he didn't win a Super Bowl. Winning Super Bowl is hard.
What games in the playoffs did they win last season?
Definitely won playoff games.
What game? How far did they
go? Last 3 years. How far did they go? Probably NFC. Oh, definitely at the championship game. No, were they in one championship game versus San Francisco, right? Didn't they play against San Francisco in the championship game? Am I tweaking on that, or maybe that was week before championship game?
I don't know. Let's find out. Because all I'm saying is just being very opaque about it and just putting it from a numbers perspective. I can make hey, listen.
Listen.
Hey, Pete, guess what? You didn't do much better.
If you come on here and make an argument as to why Matt Nagy is the same as Pete Carroll.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, that's how it sounded, dog. That's how it sounded.
What I'm saying is, you're like, oh, he was 12-4 last season. Yeah, Matt Nagy was 12-4 not too long ago. Hey, listen, coach of the year, I don't care. Like,
hey, listen, come on, dog.
Hey, dog, no,
come on, dog. Hey, this is the point in the show is we got like 3 minutes left anyway. Pull it up because for some reason my tablet keep force closed and stuff. See if you can find how far they went the last couple of years. And there's always that point in the show where kid just ready to argue about anything. And he's just like Pete Carroll and Matt Nagy are the same dude. It's
I'm not saying they're the same dudes, but I'm saying like we're heralding Pete's like last couple of years as if it was like it's like, dog, you didn't win either.
Fam,
and you got more talent. You didn't win either. Like,
hey, you
absolutely have more talent. Like, you have a much better team. And you went nowhere either. So, like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, but for you, it's Super Bowl. It's win the Super Bowl or you suck. And that's just not the case.
Win the Super Bowl or you suck. All I'm saying is Pete Carroll at 70 doesn't need to be my head coach for my new quarterback.
I mean,
he already has a team where he's not even doing what he needs to be doing. That was my argument. That was my whole argument. Yeah, and you were like, well, he was 12-4 last season. I was like, I don't care. Matt Nagy was easily 12-4.
Hey, listen, because I'm saying he's still winning. Like, he's old, but Bill's old, but he's still winning.
Let me ask you this: Matt Nagy, as inept as he is at his job, do you think he's going to win more games if he has the same roster as Pete Carroll?
No.
You crazy.
Matt Nagy's going to be calling plays. Pete Carroll ain't calling plays.
You crazy.
Matt Nagy's gonna be calling plays.
You crazy. Hey, listen, Russ is better. Russ is better than Mitch and Justin right now combined.
Yeah. In the last 3 years, they've been to the playoffs all 3 years. They lost in the wild card to Dallas. They won.
Didn't we lose in the wild card?
We lost in the wild card. They beat Philly. In 2019, they lost and then they lost in the next round to the Packers. Then they lost in the wild card to the Rams.
So they lost 2 wild card games. Like, I remember
but he's won a playoff game, my boy.
Hey, listen, he's won 1 playoff game in the same span of time as Matt Nagy's been to the playoffs.
Hey,
I'm not trying to hear it.
I lost all of them. L's, baby.
They both lost all of them, baby. And guess what? Not only did they lose, he had more talent. It didn't get it done.
Hey.
But you want to say he's 12-4? Hey. I'm coach of the year, 12-4 and less talent. What are we talking about?
Matt Nagy couldn't win a playoff game with a historical defense. Like, come on now. Hey, when Pete Carroll had a historical defense, he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Pete Carroll
they are not built the same.
Hey, they're not built the same. About 7 years ago. You're right. You're right.
Hey, listen, it was a while ago.
Hey, 7 years ago, Pete Carroll was the man, but he decided to pass it on the one instead of run it. I don't get it. All right, so you can't sit there and talk about play calling and all that stuff when Pete Carroll absolutely said,
listen, Pete ain't called that play.
Yeah, bull crap.
Pete didn't call that play.
I would have sat there and be like, so Pete Carroll ain't came out yet. Like, who called the run play?
No one called the run play. The OC called it.
No. So Pete Carroll ain't sit there. Did that OC get fired?
Yeah, he definitely was out.
He got fired.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us this morning.
I fired him right then and there. Like, you called that play? You called that play?
He let Marshawn do it. Hey, as always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer. We'll be back tomorrow bright and early, man. Joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.kidd. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace.